I get to make worlds and stuff. Only problem is I can't get paid to do it. So.
Hooray! Finally.
At
some point in the future, maybe, Roach.
I doubt it. There's a lot better cartographers out there that you could pay.
We're live, people, on my channel with my new Streamlab thing. Whatchamacallit? Overall cover.
Whatchamacallit?
Thing.
Some BS is what we call it.
It's not BS. It took me way too long to build for it to be BS. Do you understand me, Mikey? Do you understand me?
I'm muting you. You need to go to an insane asylum, sir. Moogle, please, check him into your nearest insane asylum.
Right. There is a box to the left of Mikey, which has got the Sleeping Giants logo on it because we've got no crimson.
That's right. I'm pointing at it right this way.
No, other way.
Other way. So,
there you go. That way. You're actually below me, Mikey. Which means I can do this.
You've missed every single punch. Congratulations, you're terrible at your job.
Nothing like my character then, who hits everything.
Yeah.
No, you got to do the bit from the young ones where they do the university challenge thing and they just throw a grenade down.
Yeah.
The sea rival pull out like an M2 pineapple grenade, pull the pin, flick the safety, and drop it.
See, I'm next to Utari. Utari is over here. Hi, Utari.
Oh, Utari with his I don't give a shit image. Just wearing a hard hat.
I don't give a shit. His hard hat, his sunglasses, a cigarette, and his mullet.
After all the hard work, it is finally working.
All you need is a different accent, Utari, and you'd be like, I don't know, 20% of the people I know from around here.
All construction workers up there, you know.
No, there's something. Yeah, I mean, we're close enough to Springfield that there's actually a lot of construction work that goes on in that town because they never get anything done. So it's always in perpetual being built.
Sounds like the M25.
Yeah, sounds like most roads around here. It's like, well, they've been building it for 17 centuries, but they're almost finished.
They'll finish soon.
Maybe.
Yeah. See, I'm wondering why the hell the interstate near my house is still being worked on whenever fucking SpaceX is building a goddamn spaceport in Boca Chica, Texas, out in the middle of nowhere, and they can get that done, but we can't get a damn road fixed here.
I'm live!
Because welcome to America, essentially.
Oh, yeah.
Or as one Donald Glover would say, "This is America." Click, clack, bang.
I'll just move near space industry because they need good roads. So
yeah,
I'll get
I've heard Austin is a really nice place to live, actually.
What the hell is Mitch doing?
He's jamming out to a guitar. No, that's not a guitar. Just a.
I don't know what that is, but
I have no idea. He's turning himself back on now.
It's called a melodica, and
Same
I
to
am
you.
playing. And I'm playing "Bad Touch" by the Bloodhound Gang.
Of course you are.
You animal, you.
Yeah,
animal.
Doing the guitar solo. Oh fuck!
Please don't. You're destroying a really good song. That was actually not too bad, but still, please stop.
It's an amazingly painful instrument to listen to.
It is. It's like an accordion.
It feels like you're in the tickety-tack times, like in the 1920s, and there's someone in the back of the room playing an accordion chord.
You know what it is? You know what it is? You know recorders. It is the recorder.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Accordions.
Yeah.
It's baby's first Star Wars instrument. It's like the Cantina people.
Oh
yeah.
I bet that's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh no, what it was a bit of scrap that they decided they just put in the guy's hands. It's just like, here, make that seem like an instrument. Could
Please
we
don't.
not?
You're destroying my childhood. Stop it.
Yeah, so
Put it away.
So could we actually play the game then?
Yeah, we can. So
Yeah, can we?
we're like half an hour in and we've done nothing. So
Well, I mean, okay, we don't need to be, balls to the wall tonight. 'cause,
Technical
I mean,
difficult.
Yeah, we've had some technical difficulties. We have to completely remake all of our networks for the game to
Yes,
work.
we did.
We had to switch our region for Discord, and Utari had to completely reinstall Uhamachi for the 30th time.
Yes.
Yeah.
for
Okay.
the 30th time today.
Oh God. So yeah. Last session. It's been 2 weeks since we've had a session, so we had to skip a week due to some problems with scheduling and things. It happens.
So upset.
Last session, you guys finished your work with Sedna. Yes, it's been a long time for me too. I've been writing a lot of new things, so as soon as I'm onto the next plot line, it just goes all out of my head. That's why I have the notes.
Nope, that's it.
Yep.
Well, was
She's
there
dead now.
characters
Was
in
that
it?
important? I don't think so. No.
It's
Who are
Sedna
you?
Marisol. Sedna Marisol. I remember now because you said the first part of it. Sedna Marisol, which means a lot actually, because that's from Inuit culture. Sedna is the goddess of the underworld and the afterlife, and also technically the ocean and hunting. It's a big hat. A lot of roles.
Big
in there.
coverage. You know, a lot of
Yeah,
coverage
big
there.
coverage there. But I swear to God, Midge, put that fucking thing away.
I will come down there.
No one have one as his bard instrument.
No. No.
He
But
does have a keytar,
you
though.
finished your work with Sedna and began your way back to Gorgon. Nothing too much happened, and when you did get to Gorgon, it was at night on Red Galifar Day for the town, and apparently, for some reason or another, the normally peaceful celebration that's kind of like giving the finger to the company turned into them also throwing rocks at the company and setting fire to their property and turning into a giant riot throughout the city. And a few of you raced in to see what was going on and walked directly into a two-way brawl across the whole city between the company strongmen and everyone else. Well, not much really changed, except for some property damage, some deaths, and a lot of injuries. You did find out that apparently people are kind of fed up with what the company's doing, and when you went shopping the next day for gear and goods for your upcoming journey, there was 0 extra tax levied upon the sales that occurred that day, as seemingly as a way to, again, give a little finger to the company and saying they're not doing it anymore. And what ensued was a day of gathering. Just going out, buying things that you needed for the journey that you had planned to go all the way to the Grey Wastes, and go across many libraries and information centers as you could on the way there. And the night before you, or the night before you left, as you went into the same tavern that you've been in every time you've stayed in the town or the city so far, which is also the cheapest and probably worst one of the taverns available. The old trick. It was the old trick. No, it was the broken mast thing. The broken mast. Ustenia encountered a familiar face. His younger brother, Demir, who informed him of some goings-ons in his home, and informed him that he was sent to go and find and bring back Ustenia for a family matter.
For a cool
say the
tie.
For a family matter, and we left off after a little heart-to-heart between the brothers and a exchanging of a large sum of currency from one to the other as well. With Ustinia just about ready to go out and talk with the group about what's going on and what the plan should be.
And Isaac was like, yeah, we should do that. Barkeep, have you got any bread? That was the last thing I think we did at the strip.
You did not work out you didn't necessarily work out a plan of action or where
Yes,
you're
we
gonna
did
go?
actually. We discussed in Discord that we would be looking at sailing to make it most of the way there, and then going on horseback after that, presumably to finish the trip. That would
Okay.
be quicker than trying to overland it.
Yeah.
Someone saying knock knock.
No, that's Alex in the background.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Alex.
Hey, Alex.
Sorry, what?
Oh, yeah. That's her name is actually. Oh, yeah. I forget. I keep forgetting that.
But
Yes, I have little ones. Well, I've got my boys back down in England. We had him 2 weeks ago. That was really nice. But we still have Alex here.
Great
oh, I
name.
forgot. Yeah, no, I keep forgetting that's your name, Midge.
Oh, now you get the joke, do you?
Yeah, now I get it. Yeah.
Now you get the joke.
That took a second.
I just
That
know
took
your
a
name
half
as Midge, okay? So, you know,
I
if
mean,
I...
so does everybody. I'm never referred to by my actual name, not even in real life. IRL, people refer to me by my last name. Because it's so much
Oh.
more standout.
I was about to say, that's me. 'Cause that's
Yeah.
Roach. Roach is my last name. So
Yeah, I know.
not even my dad calls me my first name. It's
Which is weird, considering it's his last name as well.
oh no, he doesn't call me Roach. He calls me Mo because I used to wear bowl cuts whenever I was really young, and now it
See,
just
Mo's
came
my
out-
dad, so that's really weird.
Oh, I don't know. Well, no, it's after the Three Stooges. Mo. who
Three
had the bowl
Stooges, yeah.
cut.
Well, it was
Yeah.
my dad actually just called Morris. So,
Oh, okay. Well, either way, but yeah, that's where we left off last session, with you guys working out a plan of action, an attack plan. Though, if you'd like to work out specific details, because right now all you got is kind of a nebulous idea. Also, all the maps should be available now.
Yeah.
So, if you need to look at that.
so do
Well,
we want to try and get a boat from Gorgon?
Yeah. Organ to Broken
or-
Shield.
Or are we going to go back to Fall Harbor and try and get a boat where we landed?
I don't see the point. If
think
we
it
can get on a
makes more
boat
sense.
from Gorgon, let's just get on a boat from Gorgon. It's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Why travel
it
for a
means
week
there's
back
less
to Full
travel.
Harbor
Yeah.
just to do the same thing we're going to
Yeah,
be doing
yeah,
when we get
no,
there?
fine.
Yeah,
Well, I
and
just think
Gorgon-
because
Gorgon's a
We're
major
in like
hub
the
as
bigger
well.
port city. Yeah, we're in the bigger port city as is. So, you know, they're more likely to have more people leaving from here than they would from Fall
I'm
Harbor.
just saying, we did just let loose a big old pirate in this area.
Yeah, we just see her sail by and we give her a wave. It's like, oh hey.
Oh, hi there.
Remember us?
just
So,
wave.
so what I'm assuming we're going to be looking at doing is taking a boat from Gorgon, and let's have a look here. The
to
one that we're going to
Broken
be,
Shield, probably.
yeah, Broken Shield, which is I'm looking at the big map now. Which one is it?
It's the southernmost city in Teutonia.
Teutonia. One of the southernmost cities. It's the most south, like.
It's the
south.
biggest southern city I
if you
see.
go to the world map, which is the Unthala map, you'll see it's
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see it.
Well, because
So
there's two
that's-
on the
that's
south
not-
coast of.
Yeah.
There's two on the south coast of Teutonia. There's Broken Shield and Doveport.
Yeah, so we're going to Broken Shield, and then we're going to be overlanding it towards Ningyi. Right,
Well-
we're going
well,
to
if-
the northern steps.
Yeah.
We're going
well,
to Rover
we could
and
always-
Roadrunner.
actually
could've
your
let go.
family's currently, because Demir told you your family currently near the capital in their home territory, which is near Rovenroda,
Okay.
which is on
Which
the
is
southern.
Well,
Yeah.
Broken Shield's a good drop then.
Well, we could go to Paramin. If we can go to Paramin, wouldn't that put us
Yeah, in the Grey
closer.
Wastes and then go north. But the thing about going to the Grey Wastes is that we're going to have to go into the Grey Wastes again afterwards, because that's where our mission from Palor is, or Isaac's aunt, whichever
Yeah.
one decided to give us that.
Well, the
So,
idea was to go in, up, and well, originally we were going to go in, up, and down, and then down into the Grey Wastes with any forces that we might gather, because we were going to try and gather a few more
Okay, so Broken
assets
Shield
before we
over.
went on our quest.
Okay, so Broken Shield crossing westwards. Yeah, no. Yeah,
Well, we could always
absolutely.
go Doveport up to West Hollow and across.
Yeah,
That's
if
the
you
thing,
if
we'll
you look at
toss
the
over.
Teutonia map,
If you
you'll
look at
see
the top-
there are,
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
smaller port city that is called Doveport. That is just on the border with the with the Grey Waste in Teutonia.
Just gotta wait for the map to
But
load.
either one. Well, I guess we can just look at fares and if where it's going. We
Yeah, you don't
where
know
we're about to go.
what's being offered because this isn't like
Yeah.
this isn't a there's not a it's not like modern day air travel.
No. No. We might end up having to go. Let me get my freeholds map back up. Might have to
Yeah.
end up going to the furthest place we can in the freeholds, and then overlanding it, and then over. We might
Yeah.
not get.
Yeah.
Okay.
It depends where the connecting flights are, you know.
Yeah.
Connecting flights.
God, I hated flying to America.
Yeah,
The thing
that's
is, you
gonna
do
say
know
airship.
Gorgon is a hub city in a way, but it's a hub city for the Empire.
So it's
Not
Atlanta.
It's less of a transit hub between places on the continent, but more of a transit hub between like Rapkus and the freeholds and the other various continents and the freeholds in a lot of so like, you got Rapkus, you got Ogana, you got Odolith, Zeral, those like areas. A lot of ships come in through Gorgon and also Norndarin crossbits. So you may or may not find anything, but it is a very large harbor available to you. So
Yeah.
it's up to you what specifically you want to go with on that point.
We may as well see what I can find.
You want to send a letter to Sedna and be like, "Hey, can we get a lift to Teutonia real quick?" It's like,
No,
"Hey, call up an Uber."
Wouldn't find out. We'll go to the dockyards and see what we can do, shall we?
That'd be an interesting letter. What are you gonna address it to? Pirate Island.
Dear Sedna.
Robot.
Hello,
pirate.
bud. You still ain't calling.
Let's go and find out what we can do in Gorgon.
Yeah.
If there's anything for us to use in Gorgon, then we can take that. If there isn't, or there's nothing going in our direction, then we have to reassess.
Yeah.
Airship's an option, but yeah, let's check out the
Airship's
boat.
always an option, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, that is.
Not a big
Gorgon
fan
has
of
a-
airships, but I'd be willing to give it a go.
Gorgon has a
All
very
right,
large air
let
dock.
us go. Let's go to the docks.
Okay.
Actually, why don't we split up? Why don't some of us go to the dock, some of us go to the airship?
But if we
No,
straight
no.
away find a sailing
Let's not
vessel
split,
to go
no.
to, we can just get on and go.
No, we have this problem with
alright.
the Call of Cthulhu live stream with the team splitting up constantly.
All right, that's fair.
Oh,
that's cool.
Midge. I feel so bad for you.
They
I've
had
been
a
watching-
stern talking to.
They did. They did. They had a very stern talking to. I
Stay
know.
together,
I wasn't
damn
there,
it.
and my ears were burning.
No, when a party of 6 people splits into a party of 6 people in a game where people have
Come on, gang,
like,
let's split up and search for clues.
literally
Oh,
Scooby-Doo,
boy.
but imagine it where you
Oh,
know the
you
main
see-
conflict of the game is talking. It slows down
You see-
heavily.
You see, what I tend to do there is like, if that happened, I'd be like, "All right, all your characters die. Move. Congratulations, they all got caught off guard by."
See,
a
that's
See, I'm
not
not-
fun. That's
That's
not
not
fun.
fun.
That's
But
not
the
fun.
But the fact that we lived that actual playtime
Yeah.
in real life, like we played
We were in the
Um,
town for 16 hours, and we'd played for 16 hours.
15 and a half technically, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. Okay, so I'm gonna say you get
And that
through the
included
night.
sleeping overnight.
Yeah, technically, when you guys said break, it was still the middle of the night, in the
Yeah.
broken mast because
Yes.
Demir had come in right when you were starting to wind down. The
We'll
party.
we'll go to bed and we'll set off in the morning.
Yeah, you do that. You do so. I'm just gonna shuffle on past that and
Isaac's
when you-
hungover as shit.
Yeah, because he got whacked.
Hang on. No, I didn't get whacked. I was marginally tipsy. Let's find out. I've got quite a good con. I am.
You are whacked.
you've got. See, the thing is you did. I remember the tab. You didn't drink a lot. You got a little tipsy. You were just on the cusp of getting drunk when you broke. So you have a hangover, which is not a big one, but you don't have
it's
them
been a
often.
while.
It's been a while. It's been your tolerance is low, so you wake up and and you go up and you do your thing to pray to the light of the first light of day, and it's like, oh.
Celestial College was some years ago.
No, I have to literally pray waking up to the sun in my face. Like,
Yes, you do.
So it's just
Yes,
like,
you do.
oh!
Well, actually, hold on 1 second.
That's
Give me
Paylor's
a D20
judgment
roll.
for overindulging.
Another, just a random d20 roll.
Just a random D20 roll. This would have happened.
12.
12. Okay. During the night, Mitch, when you fall asleep, not laying down on a bench like you've done in this tavern for like 2 weeks now. It's you fall asleep hunched over on a table, just down. As it kind of like it didn't. There wasn't like a break moment. It just kind of petered out, and you all looked over, and then Isaac was on the table, just asleep. And you all go to bed after that. But during the night, Isaac, you feel a somewhat familiar feeling in your body.
Okay.
That you've only felt this when you've been in communion with your your celestial guardian, and it feels a bit weird because you're not doing anything; it just kind of is happening. And when you realize this, you focus, and you are in your familiar little
Plane.
featureless plane. Not featureless. The plane has features, but it's very. It's like that. It's like it's there. You ever have a dream?
The way I imagine this meeting place is the end of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows when they're in King's Cross, and it's King's Cross Station but all white.
It's more like you ever have a dream where you know something exists and you like when you're in the dream, it's like it's perfectly clear, but whenever you're out of the dream, it's just like, oh, I don't remember a single detail. It's just like there was something there, and it's just kind of. There's details, but you only notice them when you're in it. So, like, right now, it looks like you're kind of in this cloudy plane, and there's, like, a little fog, like knee-high, and there's a couple of, like, designs in the sky, and Mount Celeste. But when you wake up, or whenever you're out of it, it's just, like, it doesn't register. It's kind of gone out of there. But there isn't the familiar face in front of you. Your aunt is not there. Instead, you see a slightly overweight, shorter, mid-balding kind of deal, man, who is wearing the same kind of garb and is obviously also angelic.
Okay.
But like middle management, think like that when you're trying to get a good, when you're trying to get like an idea.
So the angelic version of Steve Carell is there. Is that
Are you getting Seinfeld paging you? Celestial Seinfeld.
It's kind of like that. But he smiles brilliantly at you. Isaac, it's good to see you.
Do I know who this is?
No idea.
It's good to see you also. Who are you?
My name's Autumn.
Sorry, what was that?
Autumn.
Awesome. OTTEN.
Yes, Oscar, Tango, Tango, Oscar, November.
Oh, Autumn. Right. Okay.
Like Otto, but without the toe.
Yeah. Pleasure to meet you, Autumn.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm here to take over your...
I'm sorry.
Your aunt's having a bit of problems lately, and she can't directly administer you as much, so I'm taking over time. He's kind of like, you ever have that principal that's trying to be cool with kids? So that's kind of like the gist you're getting out of him.
Insight check.
It's
Okay,
that
go ahead.
meme of how do you do, fellow children, with the
Yeah,
skateboard
fellow
and
children.
the
Natural
AC/DC
20.
t-shirt.
That's a 25. Give me the insight.
Okay. He's trying to relate to you on your level.
Okay.
He's getting down. He's trying to get down to your level.
Down here.
Hang on, this is a new experience for Isaac because he's normally the one having to relate to other people. So someone's trying to relate to him, the person who has to relate to everybody.
He's trying to relate to you on your level. He's definitely not. God damn it! Sorry, just posted that. Fucking. He's definitely not telling the whole truth, and he's trying to keep you calm. Also, he's got this, like, he's like half squint eyes and his little smile, and he's nodding. His hands are like this in front of him.
Okay, so
So why don't you tell me what the last thing you did about with Haziel? That was me.
the last thing I talked about with Haziel was completely monitored by a
And it's gone again.
It's gone.
Orphanum.
Orphanum, yes, Orphanum.
That was the last conversation I had with her. So
I know the substance of the conversation. What did you feel?
what did I feel about the conversation? I felt that I felt that I was truthful, as one should always be in the eyes of our Lord.
Good, good.
And
Perchance, did she contact you in an extra dimensional way and give you a location?
He's internal affairs. He's IA. He's scum.
Oh god, that was.
He's a cop for cops.
That was the best outburst so far. Oh god.
Don't listen to him, Isaac. I'm sending you a mental message.
Don't be a rat!
We don't do snitches in our party.
Snitches get stitches.
Also, unbeknownst to you during this time, you're now sitting down, and he's sitting down too, at a
okay.
at a
Good to
nebulous
know.
kind of
Yeah.
table.
I was contacted, but I cannot say for sure by whom.
Oh, well, now that I'm your case manager, why don't you inform me of your current,
Case manager.
I think it's just like, I'm
Seriously,
out. See ya.
don't
Just
talk to this man. Thing,
I
whatever.
think it's just like I'm out. I'm done. See you
Why
later.
do I feel
and
like I've just
leave.
left juvie?
Yeah.
I mean, in his eyes, you probably have, to be fair. So
why don't you inform me of your current plans with this information and where it was it's at?
That was brilliant, man. That was brilliant.
I want to shoot this man in his fucking face.
Where is Haziel?
I'm sorry,
What did
what
you
was
say
that?
she? Where is Haziel? What did you say she was doing?
She's dealing with other things right now.
Do I know what type of angel this guy is?
He's very featureless, actually. That's the weird thing, because Haziel, you can tell what she is. Like, there's there's archetype. This guy doesn't have, like, if you weren't talking to him in a featureless plane that you've met Haziel in, like, since you can remember, probably could just be a shopkeeper somewhere, or like a clerk.
Okay, so this is possibly someone who's died, and
Maybe. You never directly
Send the
you've never directly
ladder.
talked to a dead person before, so, or a spirit of a dead person before. That's not like
on the mortal plane. Yeah, that's fair.
that's not on the mortal plane where his very existence is a waking nightmare. So which
He's
is what I'm
ascended
assuming
the
any
ladders of
undead is.
corporeal rungs, and now he's in internal relations. You know, he's been there for like 75 years now. He's got like a employee of the month poster stuck up on his
He
desk.
definitely doesn't look diva. He's not like
No.
a diva. He's like this. He's wearing
Just a guy in a robe.
Just a guy in a robe. He's a little overweight, not too tall, balding a little bit.
I'm very uncomfortable.
I mean, this is fair.
My music just changed from like eerie sort of temple music to really jaunty tavern music.
F.
Changing back. What was the last question from this guy? What did he say?
He's asking. So with that information, what are you planning on doing, and where exactly is it?
I am not currently acting on said information. I'm actually helping a friend.
Is that good? Our friends. Having friends is good.
This person has helped me serve our Lord, and it is only right for us to repay him. So I shall help him. That is my current plans.
Very noble goal. Very noble goal. And you're a very important part of the cog when it comes to our Lord's plan.
Positive waves, man. Positive waves. So, Orson, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I wish I could, but we're getting to the end of our little conversation here. But I'm sure we'll talk together very soon. Bye, Isaac.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah. He's your last image is him just like doing that really like.
Paylor Sunbeard. Oh, okay. What? Okay.
Isaac falls backward.
No. I like the idea. I've come up really fast and then go straight back down really fast and just hit my head on the table. Oh.
Accentuating the beginnings of the hangover.
Oh yeah.
Isaac, you're not. Yeah. Give me an intelligence check.
Int.
Ooh, you're rolling
17.
well today. Except for that Constitution check, you rolled pretty well so far.
Shut up.
You're like 50-50. That could have just been a dream. You're not sure.
Okay.
But now you're awake.
Is
It's
it
the
morning?
Yep, it's morning. You slept
Okay,
past
I'm
the
gonna
day.
go pray and
yeah.
do the normal stuff.
Light is up. The sun has already come up. You.
Oh, I missed
Yeah,
it.
you missed it, and you can feel why. Because not only did you hit your head, but now it's pulsing a little bit, and it's as you get up.
Okay, so I'm still gonna say some words to the morning.
To the
and-
morning.
I mean, that's That's epic. That's
Yeah.
relevant.
I get it.
And I'm gonna make sure all my friends are awake because we need to get up early and try and charter a ship.
Yeah, I got really drunk last night, but I rolled really well on my con save for my hangover, so I'm fine this morning.
So most of you, y'all wake up fairly around the same time. It's kind of weird. Isaac's still there when you wake up, which is not normal. He's usually out doing his morning prayers, and then he comes back like a half hour after all you're already up. But he's there, and just in time for the breakfast meal that is served inside the tavern, if people pay for it.
Man, might as well.
And it's pretty basic stuff. Just it's mostly leftovers from the night before, so they get rid of them. Anything that can be made into a leftover or a new meal is done so. So
Loads of bubble and
this-
squeak. That sounds great.
well, I mean, because remember this place serves like biscuits and curd cheese, stewed pork, vegetable stew, boiled eggs, and like sausage and stuff. So there's a lot. It kind of just like the sausage and eggs are kind of like pounded together and reheated, and it's like
How much was that?
for the morning it's only like 2 copper.
Okay, yeah, fine.
Yeah, it's not a big deal, but you get like a little plate, and you get some whatever you get a pretty watered down or not a watered down, opposite like a strong, if you want like a strong ale for the morning, or a dark one,
fine.
or you get
Wa-
some water if you want.
Yeah.
That's free.
Yeah. Isaac doesn't want anything else to drink right now.
And yeah, you're awake. Ustenia, you see Demir wakes up around as you. He doesn't stay for food though. He tells you he's gonna go and check on his horse and stuff. He's got in a nearby stable. And pay his back fees, get his horse back. He has some money. So he leaves while you're still all getting your breakfast done. And yeah, the day is your. And Arlon's also doing his normal thing. He's getting something to eat, and he's up and at him with Barry. So what do y'all want to do?
I'm going to approach Isaac. Well,
Okay.
look to Isaac, I guess. We're probably sitting together at the same table eating breakfast.
Yeah,
Isaac.
or you could also call it your bed, because it's kind of. The,
Yeah, I do. I do rent a room, but still.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, their bed.
yeah. One of the many benches in this place that doubles as a bed. Isaac, are you gonna go to the temple and let them know that you're leaving soon, today even?
They already know.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that is
Where-
something we did miss. Is that you got the Star of Palor in the recap?
They don't know.
Yeah, we haven't
No,
seen it
but-
yet. He's been
No,
hiding
No,
it
but
from us.
for everybody listening, though, Isaac does have.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I think we're all sort of. Well, when you fell asleep last night, the rest of us had a conversation about what to do. We're gonna head down to the harbor and try and find a boat to one of the cities in Teutonia.
Sounds like a plan, Dragon Man.
Woman, excuse me.
Woman.
I'm gonna be right back. I think my parents just got home from Italy, so I need to go say hi. Continue with.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Isaac's
That's
gone to
funny.
throw up.
My mum and her new husband are in Italy at the minute. They're in Rome.
Oh, nice.
it's nice.
Yeah, I guess we're all gonna head down to the harbor once we finish our breakfast. Yep. Oh, and I will give Rival his 20 arrows that I bought because I don't actually use a bow.
Yay!
So.
More arrows! More stuff to fire!
Add 20 more hours to your sheet. Say if you could do it to R1 as well, Roach, if you can go on the sheet and just add 20 more hours to it. He probably doesn't need them, but they're
More
there.
ammo!
Probably.
Ah!
Yay!
Let's see here. His inventory.
Just pack them into my quiver. They will fit!
And I
Yeah,
think you just
60
have 2
arrows.
at this stage. You've one over your shoulder and on your hip.
Here. Bing. Bing.
Yep.
You know, if you really wanted to, you could spend like a couple hundred gold pieces and just get like a lifetime supply of arrows and put them in the bag of holding.
That's
No,
true.
you never have to worry about arrows again.
Ooh, don't tempt me.
I just pointed out because I think they did that for Critical Role, because I think that was something they pointed out at the end of the series, was that Vexalia just like spent like 1,000 gold pieces on arrows one day and put them all in the bag of holding.
Anytime she needed more, she just put.
That's why she never got her arrows back or anything. Like, she never gave a shit about buying arrows again, because she just used them out throughout the whole campaign for 5
Well, I've got
years.
105 at the moment, so we should be fine for a while at least. But and I don't have like 1,000 gold to just spend on arrows, unfortunately.
That's true.
Well, true.
It would be nice
but
if I did.
Yeah. So, what do y'all want to do?
I think we should head down to the docks and see what kind of ships are going where.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
I'm
We
assuming.
need to get Ustenia back to his
and
family
his
as
brother.
soon as possible.
I'm assuming Ustenia and what's it? No,
Darligan.
what's his brother's name?
Demir.
Demir. Ustenia and Demir are probably coming with us as well, I'd imagine.
Yeah. No. After about a half hour, Demir does appear back into the inn. That's right when you're all starting to get up and head out. He has outside his horse and gear that is currently stowed on horse. He's also wearing his gear, because you've previously all seen him with like his normal street clothes, which he wasn't wearing any armor or anything but like a little belt dagger. But now he's wearing his gear, which is hold on, because I went through the effort of actually making a character sheet, so I actually know what he's wearing. He's wearing Usteni, you know this. This is your father's half plate that he's wearing. So he's apparently your father gave him that. And it's worn, but it seems to have been patched up in a couple of places, but it's been resized in some others so that it fits him. He's got that. He's got a nice sword on his hip, and on his horse he does have a large shield stowed on the side that has the image of a phoenix on it. That seems to be hand painted with some white paint on black. On like a black canvas that's on the shield. So he comes up and he's ready to go. And he's just like, so, what are we doing? Are we going?
You seem pretty prepared for a long fight, Demir.
I had to travel overland all the way here, except for that boat from Doveport to Fall Harbor. But either way, it took a while. And it's...
You look prepared. Good.
Who claimed Demir's character sheet?
It wasn't
Oh,
me.
sorry, that was me. I was browsing it.
That's fine. He's your brother anyways.
Yeah,
That's fair. That's
yeah.
fair.
Yeah, I
It's
don't...
like, oh, that's fair. Yeah, that's cool.
you know, frisk down my brother to see what he has.
He doesn't have a lot. He does not have a lot.
Yeah.
He rides very light. Except for the 5 books he has in his pack.
Yeah. Well, brother, you have everything you want to get from here before we go on the boat.
I don't. Oh, by the way, he also had to pay $20 or 20 gold pieces in back fees. So that means he's got 80. No, I'm good. I don't need much. I'm good. Things are expensive here. Anyway.
Yeah,
We
they
can go.
can be quite pricey. Okay, let's get going. Let's find where we could take boat.
Cozy Harbor.
All right. So you all head to the Goldwaters district, which is where the harbor is. And again, this is after the riot night. So
There's a building missing.
There's a large
couple.
building missing. The company's home office.
A couple of walls aren't exactly what they used to be.
So there's that. Though you do notice, unlike the day after, there is company men like in the area that you can see, and they're wearing their armor, and they're patrolling within a couple of blocks of the home office's previous position, and near specifically two parts of the dockyard where you can see big dwarvish galleons. These are military galleons that they've been there for a while. You haven't paid much mind to them, but they're like 3-deck galleons that have like iron reinforced banding and like large boxy shapes. They're dwarvish military warships that are being guarded by the company soldiers on those docks, and there's nothing else. No other ships on those dock arms that are out there. But you do see a couple of ships still docked, less than previously though. It's like a lot of people left when things started burning nearby.
That's a fair assumption.
Interesting. Wonder why.
So you see about 7 ships.
Do we know what company ships look like?
Yeah, they look like dwarvish military ships, but they have the company's emblazoned hammer symbol. I think I shared it on here at one point. Did I? Yeah, SSTCD is the image that adorns almost everything that is company. Yeah, if you look through new now, you should see SSTCD. It's,
Oh yeah.
that's the Silver
Like
Sand Trade
Mjolnir.
Company.
Ah.
Silver. That's the symbol that emblazons all of their ships and their gear, front of their shields, boxes. You've even seen it a couple of times in like shops and things that sell like cookware and things with that like little stamped on the silverware and stuff like this.
Like
This
a
is-
maker's mark.
Yeah, this is the equivalent of if you ever seen like the East India Trade Company or something like that. Like basically everything that was sold through them had a stamp or was scribed with like their symbol. That's what
Into their
that's
shop.
what this is. Yeah.
Until
So
they
that's-
burned it all down, like they did here.
But that's how you can tell the difference, and like that is essentially imposed and warped around the bow of the ship of all of their ships without the tail. So
Yeah, I was
you
gonna
get the-
ask, could we go to like the harbor master's office or whatever and see if there's any ships that willing to take
yeah.
passengers? I don't know if
Yeah.
they know that.
You've been there before because you tried to
Yeah.
find when you found Sedna's ship or when you were looking for Sedna's ship. So you go ahead and look, and you go to the harbor master's office, and there's again 7 ships that are still logged as being in dock. Technically, there's actually 20 ships that are logged that are in supposed to be in dock, but only 7 of them that are still here. Looks like a lot of them left without logging their official like a sign out sheet, so they've just kind of crossed out like really obviously. But there's 7 in the dock. 3 of them are cargo ships. They're listed as cargo ships, private. 2 of them are government transport ships. One is from the Kalin dynasty, and the other one is from the Rapkus Trade Company, which is the people that technically own the Rapkus colonies. And then the rest are private merchant ships. That
So
don't
there's
have,
one
like,
private merchant ship. There's the 3 the 3 cargo. There's 7 ships in dock. So does that sound right to you?
You have to you
Oh, sorry. It's 1 private merchant, the 3 cargo ships, and then the 2 merchant ships.
Yeah.
So we should probably. Well, yeah. I'll say this to the group. We could probably ask the cargo private people if they want guard.
It's not a bad idea.
Guards wouldn't necessarily take us to a certain location, though.
We could always ask
We'd-
what
we'd-
they're going first. It's not a hard thing to do.
Normally, guard work is return.
I mean, we could always, try and
I mean,
convince them that we're worth
Sesh,
that.
you've done this before. If they're
Yep.
short on guards, you can pay a one-way ticket by just bolstering their guard force. That's how you got passage on the Aquilin the first
When
round.
I
through.
when I was trying to get back to the mainland from the Sakesh Isles, and I was on the Aquilin, I got a one-way ticket by offering to bolster their guard force.
Okay. Well, we can see where they're all going.
Yeah, find it out first.
Okay.
Do you guys want to split up and take a boat for 2 people, or are we going?
Yeah, that'd be the fastest way to do it, probably.
All right.
Coach, you don't seem happy about that.
God damn it, making me work more. Okay. So who's going where?
I will
Why
go with
don't
our...
rival? Why don't rival and Justinia go together, and I'll go with Demir.
Why doesn't Ustinia go with his brother?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just suggested it. All right, don't
Rivallon.
fucking yell at me.
They haven't seen each other in a long time. You
Yeah.
think they should give them some time to, talk to each other.
Yeah, it
we
would be
need to go
nice.
bowling.
And I'll
Sure.
keep the Hobbit away from the Dragonborn lady. Let's go.
Good idea.
The only reason you're able to call him that's because he's not here.
She appreciates that. She won't say it out loud, but she's like, "Thank you." That man.
Okay.
Forces
So
me to kiss me
I
without asking for
will.
consent.
We will go to the private trade vessels.
Okay. There's. Okay.
There's two. of them,
3
right?
private cargoes. There's 2
There's
trade,
there's
and
3
then
private cargo vessels that are listed as cargo ships. There's one that's just a private vessel that doesn't have a listing, and all the rest of them are government ships of some type. So, putting it out there.
I'll go to the non-listed ship then.
Okay.
I'll go for one of the cargo ships.
Yeah,
Alright.
same.
Okay.
We don't want to travel on no government vessel.
Well, it's unlikely they'll take passengers.
Indeed.
And
That'll
they're
be
probably
our-
more likely,
our
more
choice
likely
of
to be
last
hit
resort.
by the pirates.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
necessarily.
we'll go with Isaac first. I'm just going around. Isaac, you're going for the private unlisted vessel, which is listed as the Sparrow.
Wait.
And,
I thought you said that it's not listed, and yet you're saying it is listed.
No, its name
No,
is listed, but its
Its name is listed,
it's-
but it doesn't have a category. Like they're usually listed like vessel name, cargo, or vessel name, government transport, etc. But this one is just private name, or is name private, and then no moniker. It's just a
Just a ship.
It's someone's yacht.
It's just
essentially.
Could be
it's
could be
the
a hull
Serenity.
and no one would know.
yeah, it's the Serenity from Firefly essentially. It doesn't have. It's kind of just it does what it needs to do to keep running, kind of shit.
It has hidden cargo compartments where you can hide stuff and smuggle.
Yeah. But yeah, it's called the Sparrow on the books. And when you go out there, Isaac, you say you and R1 are going together?
Mhm.
Okay. You find a human designed ship. It's not elvish, not dwarven, or anything like pretty human design. So
How
kinda
many
like-
sails?
it's like a carnival, or it's like a
Caravel.
Caravel design. Pretty basic, not big. Maybe you could see this stretching. Maybe have a crew of like 20 if they pushed it. But you see a couple of humans that look to be sailors are replacing one of the sails. Seems to have some damage on it. And they're undoing all of the connection. They're trying to roll it down and get it off. You can see a replacement kind of folded off to the side, getting put on. And yeah, there doesn't seem to be unloading any cargo or offloading any cargo. There just looks to be getting repairs done, which you can tell.
Okay.
And it's also, it's gnomish on the side that says spare.
I don't read Gnomish, so I don't know what it says.
No, but I'm fairly certain R1.
Okay.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. So he it's that.
Hello there.
Or no, it's half. Not. I got those. They. Or.
General Kenobi.
Yeah. Look over. Look down. Yell at somebody that's out of your line of sight, and they go, George. And you see a fucking old half walk off of the ship down the gangway. And you can tell why you didn't see him before, because he was obscured by the edge of the. the
Oh my god, that's small.
Yeah, he's small and he is venerable.
Old
in
as
terms
dirt.
of fucking old, man. He's got skin that looks like it's just kind of like poorly put on to the skeleton. He's not shaky though. He's old as fuck, but he's sure in his steps, and he's got a not dull either in the eyes. Very keen. But he walks down. And he looks up at he walks down part way so that he's somewhat on your level in terms of height with the gangplank. Anyway,
So he's by the top of the ship.
near that. And he's somewhat hunched over and he's yeah, what do you need?
Myself and my fellow adventuring party, there's more than just my friend R1 here. I am Isaac. We are looking for transit to Teutonia, or as close as we can get.
Dude, I'm not going to Tonia.
Where are you going?
That's, this is the Sparrow, right? Yeah, the Sparrow. Pa-pa.
Insert elevator music here.
Dum dum da 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 da.
Should have had this open beforehand.
Wait.
No.
Going down to the talking. God damn it. Going to Iron Bay.
Where's the Iron Bay?
I think it's further north in the Freemarsh, isn't it? In Freeholds.
Oh, no, it's down south at the Slide Straits.
Oh.
What? Where?
It's across the bottom. It's like the southern island below the
It's the island just north of Rapids.
Oh, are we looking on the world map?
Yep.
Ah.
It's directly south of Gorgon, essentially, that big red blob down there.
No.
That's there.
Is it a singular journey, or do you stop off anywhere on the way?
Straight there.
Really where we want to be going?
What do you want, a cabin or not?
Nope.
We might have to come back to you. But thank you. Have a good day.
Back up the gangplank. Okay.
Okay.
Next group.
Who is in the next group?
Austinia and his bro.
Ustinia and his brother. So you're going towards one of just the one of the cargo transports, right? Utari?
Sorry.
You said you and your brother are going to one of the cargo transports, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you head over, and this one has a name in common. It's the Bravado.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Bravado, and it looks fairly dwarvish. It is a square with sails in a lot of ways. Or a rectangle with sails.
Doesn't sound very hydrodynamic, or however you.
It has a normal ship bottom, but dwarves build they make that and then they put just like things on top. Just
put like a box on top of it.
Not
and that's it.
being funny, but cargo ships are basically rectangles.
That's true.
Yeah.
Long, elongated rectangles, and they
That's
do
all
just.
they are. Yep.
And
Functionality
that's kinda
over
what this looks like.
Fashion.
This thing's good. This thing's like maybe twice as long as the crosswing, but just as wide of when you came over from Broken Shield to Fall Harbor.
Mm-hmm.
And it is currently unloading a shitload of cargo. Actually, this is on one of the more built-up cargo or dock arms, and that has an actual crane, like a winch and pulley kind of crane that they are unloading like pallets of just good off of the ship. And
Okay, but this is definitely a cargo ship, and this is not good news if they're offloading because they've yet to unload. No ship sails out. So this might take some time. Okay, well, let's go find the captain, then we'll find someone that who will point us the way to the captain.
Right. This has a pretty large crew, so you ask the nearest person, and they point you to Captain Stetley, and they like pointing, and you have to ask another person and keep going. It takes you about maybe 10 minutes before you're finally they point you waiting on the ship, and then you're pointed to the wheel, where the captain is talking with looks like maybe the buyer of the goods, and they're talking in Dwarvish, and the captain is this really young dwarf, like thick black hair, braided beard, dwarf, and he's talking with this elf that's speaking in Dwarvish, and they're like they look to be hacked about something, and you kind of wait for a few minutes, and then that elf leaves, and the captain looks over to you and says something in Dwarvish to you, and waits.
I'm not speaking in Dwarvish.
I gotta blankly stare at him.
He's like, "We don't know any of that," or something like that. Like these stuff, a very like consonants.
Yes, hello to you too.
Right. Okay. Coming.
That's silly language, common. Ugh.
What can I help you with?
We are looking for ways and means of getting back to the Steppe Kingdoms. Is your ship passing by a port nearby that we might be able to book passage with?
Well, the steps don't have a port.
No,
City.
no. I'm not silly. I know we don't have port. We're looking for a port that we could travel from overland. Would you be able to take passage? I mean, which port are you going to?
We take passage as long as you can work your pay or work.
I think we'll be able to pay. We do not have issue with pay.
Right. Once we unload, we're going to load goods, and we're bringing it to Sunless.
Okay, and where will you be going?
Sunless.
Let me just find where the hell this
It's
place is.
it's Stun Las. That's in the Klen Dynasty, the capital, which is on the left side of Iran.
Will you make any stop? Or are you going just?
We'll be unloading water at El Hut.
So that takes us to the Grey Wastes.
Yeah, but it's not what we're planning on doing. It's
Brings
an
you
option.
it brings you really far south of the Grey West. That's literally on the
The
tip
peninsula.
of the God's
Yeah.
Horn.
It's the last thing before like the big Yarvan Oasis. No, Yarvan's Abyss. Yaran's Abyss.
Okay. Okay. We are checking with the other ships to see where they go. Can I get back to you to see whether yours is best option? I know obviously you're a busy man and try not to take much of your time.
Yeah, you can. If you need to talk to somebody about it and I'm not here, ask him. He'll get to me. And he points to this human that's got a somewhat good looking like coat and clothing. Probably the first mate. It's Damas. He'll let you know what's going on. Just
That name.
Okay.
ask him. We'll be here for. Looks over the ship. By the way, the ship it's got 3 cargo, like, what do you call them?
Hatches.
Hatches on the deck, like being unloaded almost simultaneously.
Yeah.
Probably a couple of days before we start thinking about leaving. So you got time.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Did you get
And-
the captain's name?
No, he never asked.
Yeah. I was like,
Doesn't
oh,
Doesn't
hang
seem
on.
like a guy who gives a shit. He's
Yeah.
going.
Fair.
You want to work or you want to pay? No, get the fuck off. But
Just fuck off my boat, bitch.
yeah.
I don't think that ship's a particularly great option, but
No,
we'll
not
keep
particularly.
Both ships so far are a little bit.
Yeah. So we're gonna move on.
That does get you in the right
Yeah.
direction. That
Yeah.
does get you in the right
Yeah.
direction.
It does. We're gonna
That's
go
true.
on to the
Bravado.
third cargo ship.
Okay, third cargo ship. This one is a elvish. Like, you don't know how to classify it. But this thing's long, thin, and it looks like it could go 100 miles an hour. Like it is delicate. And it's currently bringing cargo on board.
Okay.
The whole crew's elvish. There's not a whole lot of full blood elves, but they're definitely almost everybody's got elvish blood in, half elves, something like that.
Okay.
And they're all just working, and you see a woman who's wearing a fairly well-made coat and hat, and she's talking with with one of the individuals who's loading things and correcting them to put things in an area. I think she might have some sort of pull with the crew whenever you come on board or when you come nearby.
Okay.
Do you read Elvish?
I do.
No. Yes, I
Does,
do.
oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Also, Damar does as well. He learned it recently. But you can read this as being the Camellia.
The Camellia. Okay. And since I have actually got a language that I can actually use, I'm going to communicate to her in Elvish.
All right, you go ahead. This is not a language you normally use, so it takes you a bit. Like, it's that thing where you know a language, but it takes you like you got to get used to working those sounds a bit. So first couple of syllables you stumble, but you get it, and it sounds all right.
Okay.
She greeting, and she looks over, and she finishes, and basically when you get closer, she's gonna put it in the secondary hole, just around the back. And, nods, and he starts like carting things up up the gangway. Smaller operation. There's not using cranes. Everything's being loaded. But she looks over, and smiles and puts out her hand to shake yours.
And I'm gonna take the hand, and shake it friendly. Hello. We are to cut to business. We are looking for a ship that can get us as close to the Step Kingdoms as possible. Might we inquire where you're headed and if you can take passage for our party?
We don't normally take passengers. As a, it's not a rule. It's more just don't normally. But we're currently unloading cargo to bring to the Athelian Empire.
Everyone looking at map.
Map.
I think that's north, right? That's like the
Atherian Empire is the deep blue.
Yeah, it's on the
very north part of the continent.
Okay.
deep
no.
blue.
Deep
Oh,
blue
deep
is on
blue,
the
eastern.
west side.
Western.
Yeah,
it's
it's
above
the deep
It's
blue.
the Elvish kingdoms.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's above Sunlass even. Like you'd be going around. I guess whatever way they're going around. I
Yeah.
guess.
Wherever we're going around.
Okay,
We'll
so
be
will you be making stops on way, or could we compensate you for making stop on way, maybe?
where are you looking to go exactly?
The Teutonic Kingdom, maybe Broken Shield, or one of the other ports there, if possible, for quick stop, and we compensate you for your time, because I know time is money.
Well, unless you're paying more than our cargo partners are paying us, I don't think that's going to happen. But we are planning on doing a couple of stops to unload more cargo with our partners. We're going to be stopping at Fall Harbor in a few days to unload some equipment. Then making a short jaunt over to Paramin. And then we'll be roundabouting to Himagon and then back up to Virnabra. But she said she's going to Fall Harbor, Paramin, then she's going to Rapkus, one of the cities on the coast, and then they're going to be making a roundabout way back to the capital city for country.
Closest we'll get is
Look-
Paramin.
Yeah.
Yes, those.
So far, that's the closest we're getting.
Yeah. Or Fall Harbor, which is where we came in
Mm-hmm.
from Teutonia.
From originally.
It's good to know.
It'd be quite expensive to divert. A lot of these supplies are prepaid for by partners in the capital city, so necessary to delay them without incurring penalty. So if you could pay the difference of the penalties, then we could definitely take a divert to Broken Shield, or maybe Doveport.
Okay.
If you go to Titanian Port. Maybe.
Would you know how much the that would be?
One moment, Linda. And she calls across
Linda the elf.
Linda the elf actually walks out. Not an elf. Looks to be a human. A red-headed woman who's got in kind of like a short bob and
Keep Arwen away
Carry.
from her.
carrying like a notepad or like a hard back with some parchment in front of it. And she looks at, yes, Captain? Gestures, she comes over. If we were to divert on our journey after Fall Harbor to Broken Shield or Doveport, what would that set us back in terms of time? And how much would that be in a difference for our time? Good. Starts doing math. With good headwinds, delay us almost a week, which would incur a penalty debt of 1,570 gold, if we're being conservative. Nods, looks to you. About that much.
Okay. Let me speak to the party. It is, but it gets us closer.
Mm.
Okay,
I'm
that is
sorry we can't do
reasonable.
any better. We're a speed-based business. It's very quick.
I understand. This is no problem. I shall speak to Buddy. Otherwise, maybe we look to just go with you to Paramin. That seems, the closest on your route, closer than the other cargo ship was going, any rate. So if I go find them and speak to them, you have time before you have to leave, yes?
Yes, we won't be leaving at least until... Looks to Linda. Linda, current rate tomorrow afternoon, maybe? Tomorrow afternoon?
Okay, thank you for your time, and we'll
And
be.
thank you. And she holds out her hand to shake yours again.
Yep.
And, she smiles warmly at you. It's always a pleasure to speak the mother tongue, especially in such a barbaric area.
She says to the Utechian step rider.
Yeah, that's
To
what
the
you see.
literal barbarian.
She.
Yeah.
Dwarves and barbarians. Which one's worse? For
Elf.
And,
Yeah.
and I'm speaking her tongue, so.
Yeah,
This is fair, yeah.
No,
yeah.
it's her comparison between a dwarf and a barbarian. What's worse for an elf?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it depends
Pleasure
on your
is mine,
feeling.
and we'll be in touch soon. Thank you. And we're gonna go hunt down the rest of our party unless they're looking at the government boat.
I think Rivallon and I are looking at the last boat.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. So you go ahead, and this was the last transport you were looking at, or
The
were you looking at
cargo ship, yeah.
No. We've had the car. Oh.
No, Isaac
yes.
looked at
No.
the
You're
final
right.
boat.
Sorry, Isaac went to the unlisted. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we went to the unlisted. So, one more, and you go towards a boat that has common as its name, and it's the Eliers.
L years.
Yeah.
ELY, I imagine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which sounds familiar to you, and it makes sense because this is definitely a trade city ship, because it has the symbol of one of the lesser trade cities on its sail that you see on board. And they all look to be fairly close to casting off. Like, these guys are getting the last things together. You can definitely see them unloading the essentials for a trip at this point. They're not loading cargo. So the difference would be they're loading, like, lemon juice and, things that you don't want to put on the ship before you need it. You just you get it on right before.
Because scurvy sucks.
Yeah, and the longer you keep lemon juice contained, the more diluted it becomes. So you need to make sure it's fresh when it comes on board. So that's the thing. And I know that from the series Terror, because I watched that like twice. Really good show.
Yeah.
So is there somebody who looks to be in charge shouting about?
You ask, and they point you towards a dark-skinned man who was in the process of talking with like a dock official a little bit away from the ship, kind of like looking at a piece of paper. They're signing something. You can see some coins going back and forth when you walk up as they're getting done. Yes. Do you?
Hello, sir. My name is Sesh. This is Rivallon.
Hey.
My party, my adventuring group, are looking for travel to Teutonia, to one of the ports. You wouldn't happen to be heading that way?
Not to Teutonia, no. We're bringing spices to Paramin.
Are you local?
Not local.
Local to
not to
Paramin,
here.
I should say.
Paramin. Yes. I wasn't born there. But I've made my home there. Yes.
I was born in Alhut.
Oh. See another from the wastes.
It's nice to see a regional face, and she will offer a hand.
He shakes it.
We will. When are you considering leaving? I see you're packing your juices and such. Are you leaving soon?
Well, we're paid up into, I think, another 4 hours, and then we have to leave. We're somewhat already full, but if you could, or if you would like, it would be at least, say, a fair price, especially for a individual from the wastes as yourself. 10 gold pieces for a passage.
What about horses?
We have a few horses.
Horse, it would be a problem.
Not enough
We're
room.
already loaded. We're already
Yeah.
loaded pretty heavily. It would that would stress us a lot. So unless we put the horses on the deck, but we're going to be at sea for a while. It would be very hard. I would not recommend it.
Hmm.
If you had
Well-
come maybe a day or two ago, we could have worked something out. Could have shifted around some cargo, gotten a little stable going, but it's pretty late in our
Well-
docking time to do that.
Well, Captain, don't worry about it. It's fine. Thank you for your time, and have a safe journey, please.
Thank you, and I hope you find more luck. He does a little half bow and begins walking back to his ship.
As we're walking away, I say to Sesh, we may be doing this on the road.
Looks like it could be, yeah.
So yes, that was the last of your ships that you went around and searched for. So
Find the rest of the team.
Seagoing vessels that you went out to look for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I imagine that we set up a thing where we're like, oh, we'll just meet outside the harbor master's office when we're all finished our conversation.
Yeah.
Easy.
sure, why not? Yeah. By the time you get there, everybody's kind of coalesced back together. You're all like in a little group. That's, you had your horses lashed too.
Yeah.
So.
Break.
you know, and we'll
Break.
go to a break. This is also a good time for you guys to talk amongst yourselves and figure out what the fuck you're gonna do.
All right. Break. We will be back in around 5 to 10 minutes. Depending, go somewhere if you need to. But it's a great time for you to go grab a cup of tea, and we will be back after our bio break. See you then.
Turning off my camera because I'm eating, and I don't need you guys to see my face.
Because there's
Rovan
an RO.
Rodok. Yeah, we could have went from Parliament to Rovan Rodok and then back into the wastes.
Yeah.
We're back.
But we've kind of discovered that we can either go to Fall Harbor and then try and get a boat from there, or we could probably just fuck it and just jump on our horses and get going.
Well, there's a couple options.
Go to the Iron Bay, that island just on the equator.
Yeah, could do the Iron Bay. You were also there. That elven ship was going to Paramin. One of its stops wasn't.
That's true.
Yep.
Or we can like pool our money together and get real close.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
What was it, like 1,600 gold at the end?
Yeah,
Essentially.
yeah, about that.
Let me check my inventory.
That was a hard one too, because that ship is meant to go really quick. That's its whole thing. It's a fast cargo ship.
It's a speedy boat.
Yep. Essentially, that's the whole purpose in life, is just to move quickly through from point to point. That's why they're
For gold,
you know,
which is a
they
third
move.
of what we need.
Yep. I mean, you guys, if I check your party, I think you do have enough. If you pool all your resources together, you definitely pay their fee. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure
Between-
between Rival and myself, and maybe even Justinia alone, we could probably pay for it.
Yeah, because between all of you, you have 3,501 gold pieces alone.
Yeah.
You also
That
have
one singular-
4,396 silver pieces, 101 platinum pieces, and 854 copper pieces.
And I have 80 EP because I felt like breaking some into it because I'm a merchant. I felt like it
Oh,
just
and you
made
also have
sense for her.
116 EP between all. So yeah, you've got options. I'll have to figure out what you guys are gonna do. I'll be right back.
How many silver is it to a gold?
10.
It's 10 split except for EP, which is 5 up, 5 down.
Okey-doke.
Technically, most of those silver pieces are for me because I have over 900 silver pieces.
Well, I had 884. I've just
I have
converted 800 of it
971.
into 80 gold. Just
Yeah,
to make
I could-
mathematics easier.
Yeah, I could have 760 gold pieces.
Yeah.
But having the silver pieces are nice. It means you don't have to break a gold every time you need to get food or whatever. Yeah, we could either pay that, we could go to Paramin, we could go to Iron Bay, we could even go to Al Hut, even because one of the stops I believe was being stopped in Al Hut. The Pravado, I think, was stopping in Al Hut, right? You're muted, Rival.
You're muted.
Yay. Yeah, I think that's basically it, though, right? Like we just have to wait for.
Back in a bit.
Bye.
We could decide. See you later. We could decide to like take the boat to Fall Harbor and hope there's a boat in Fall Harbor going straight to Broken Shield, but that splits our travel into two. Like it's leaving us up even to more chance, if you know what I'm saying.
Cool. Whatever.
Oh, I'm back.
And if we go to the Iron Bay, we could be waiting there for a while before a boat even turns up that's willing to take us to Teutonia.
Uh-huh.
Is the Iron Bay more of a hub than like what would we have heard of the Iron Bay? Because, you know,
You can do that once we get back because I require a roll and stuff. So I'd rather do that.
that's fair.
So, Rival, you're looking forward to the season 2 of.
A little bit.
I'm definitely doing a series on it.
Yeah.
Season 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. Well, you know, because they keep sending me codes, and also Deadlock is probably my most watched series on the channel.
I did
What?
tell you.
So I'm probably gonna go ahead and do that as a series. And also, I think this one will be what is it, beefy enough that it can justify a second another playthrough. Because isn't this a
Buddy,
whole new campaign?
if you just get all the DLC, right?
They sent me all of them.
Yeah. So you put all the DLC on your system, and you do one massive playthrough. Because you've got Battlestar Galactica Deadlock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you've got Broken Alliance, which is another campaign inside the main campaign.
Yeah.
Then you've got Sin of Sacrifice, which is actually after the main campaign.
Yeah.
So you're looking at like 30, 40 missions, story missions.
See, I wonder how much this DLC is, because isn't this also
10
takes place
story
after
missions,
the
13 side missions.
Yeah, after the original.
It's 3 years after the main story.
I might just do that. I might just do
What?
that. I'm not sure.
Well, once I've done the this one, I'll be doing a playthrough from beginning to end. All of it.
I don't know.
Of
The whole thing.
Battlestar Galactica Deadlock. Me and
Oh.
him just both got the codes for the new DLC. What is it called? Reinforcement?
It's called Resurrection because it's season 2. they've actually apparently going to be doing a bunch of DLC for this DLC.
Yeah.
Because it's meant to be... Season 1 was the first half of the Silent War. Season 2 is the second half of the Silent War.
Takes
Right.
place 3 years after the original campaign, so there's a new model for the Galactica, or for the Jupiter-class Battlestar, which adds in, what is it's like, it doubles the turrets and stuff like that? Like, it looks...
It's a lot of stuff I don't know because I actually haven't got into the actual DLC yet because I got my code and then, I don't know, it's something called Dungeons and Dragons was being streamed tonight and I'm a part of it or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh look, got the DLC. Oh, I have to go and do this live stream first.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
no.
Who would get in on this? Who would sign up to play this for more
Who'd
than
sign
a
up
year?
to this?
And it's a traveling episode, so Rivallon doesn't even get to shoot anything.
I know. Friggin' stupid.
It's good.
Rivallon just loses his mind, kills the crew, one of the boats, and goes, "All right, we're going."
Do not tempt me.
He just lets loose an arrow towards shoreline once we're on the boat.
Huh.
Start
You can't get me! I'm on a boat! Sorry.
What's that? Malaysian red curry flavor.
Tasty.
Pringles. Right, okay.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Ugh.
that sounds...
Tastes really good, actually.
Okay.
Tastes like it even smells like Indian curry. Like it's actually pretty nice.
Pass.
Then
No,
again, I
I-
could also be like incredibly like, how do I put it? Sleep hungover. Like when you lack sleep and your brain isn't
Sleep
functioning properly.
deprivated.
Yes.
You're sleep
There's an
deprived.
actual word for it. But
Sleep
no,
deprived.
I don't know what I'm gonna do yet specifically on that rival. I might either do a full playthrough of beginning to end to detail all the DLC, or just do the new camp. Not sure.
Right,
I'll
we,
be
ready
doing
to...
a complete
'Cause I-
playthrough.
Yeah, because I don't know if I want to go through the Agathon sisters again.
Oh, don't worry. You kind of get to like them after a while.
No, that's Stockholm syndrome. That's what that's talking. You played the game
Right.
enough.
Should we continue?
Yeah, the Mikey just got up and left.
For fuck's sake.
And are you here, Utari?
Yeah, Utari's here.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure. I have no idea.
I heard him. I heard him.
I heard him a little while ago. I didn't know if he got up. But yeah, I'm good to go when you guys are good to go.
Right, while Mikey's gone, we can discuss. So, what do we think out of the current ships? Is there any we could do, or do
Well,
we?
Yeah,
do you
if,
think?
if we... Go on, sorry.
The other one is the best one looking so far because even if we can't
Could
pull the
you?
money, if people
I'm
don't
sorry,
want to pull the
Utari.
money,
Could you get closer to the mic? It's
Hello.
really hard.
Sorry,
so
bud.
is that better?
Much.
Yeah, that's much
Yep.
better.
Okay.
Yes.
So the other one's looking the best one because even if we can't, like, people don't want to pull their money together to get us closer, because if the people think that's too much, it's at least going to get us to Paramin, which is the closest any of the ships are that are actually capable of taking horses, more than likely. Because they've only
Yeah.
just started unloading, they're going to be able to arrange horses.
Well, they're also going to Fall Harbor.
Yeah, they're going to Full Hub. That's not really getting us that much closer unless we're looking at a connecting
But there's
ship.
more ships. Yeah, we could always try and look for another connecting ship.
Yeah,
It's the
so
same with
there,
the
there's
IMA,
there's
stuff like
there's
that.
goods on the Elven ship, more goods on it than on the more
Yeah.
positives for it than on any of the other ships. Now
Yes.
the last ones to look at would be the government ships, but so far it's looking like I would frankly rather we invest the excess money into getting us closer.
How
Well,
much was
that
the
really
excess
might
money?
vary.
money? Like 1,500 or 1,600 gold. I think it
1,600
was
total. But if we can
Yeah.
pull it together, it's not
Hang on.
hugely bad. Plus
Hold
whatever
on
they're
one
gonna,
second.
plus whatever they're gonna charge for the transport.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Between 6 of us, that's what?
1,600
12 would
divided
be
by
400. It'd be
6.
450 each.
Well,
266 each.
Demir does not have that.
No,
so
I'm
we have that
dividing
on
it by
the
6. So,
Yeah. So 1600.
Oh, 5. Yeah, shit. That's
5.
Five,
Demir,
five.
Demir was just given 100 gold pieces and he had to spend
It's
20 of that to
320.
get
it's
his
still
horse
about
back.
it's
It's
320 each.
320 each, which isn't too bad when you think about it.
And it cuts off a lot of time, but again, like if needs be, we can either take it to Pool Harbour or to Paramin if we want to
Or to
save
Iron,
gold.
if you guys want to go to the Iron Bay, we could take a boat from there because we're probably gonna make a roll, assuming the stream's back on right now, and be like, oh, is that like a really big, you know?
Oh yeah,
place
yeah.
for
Go
people
ahead
to
if you
meet
wanted
up?
to know what the Iron Bay is. Go ahead and roll. See what that.
What skill?
That'd be
specifically?
history.
I'm not great at it. If anybody else would like to roll too. Oh,
16, not bad.
Actually, yeah, it's not actually that bad.
it's from all the time spent on the harbor in.
In
Alpha.
terms of the island itself, the island is a part of a 2-island chain called the Sladerex, or the Sleedrek, which are a very old colony from the dwarves' initial kind of diaspora around diaspora. The islands themselves are like the Falklands in terms of what they are. There's like no trees, a lot of grass, very windswept. Just very.
Was there a war over them at some point?
No, there hasn't been a war over them specifically. They've just been kind of left alone. They're not really that useful. And the Iron Bay is called that because all the structures there are made of metal. Because there's no wood on the to build any of them. So these are made of imported materials and like old ship parts that have been kind of made into settlement. The
So
Iron
to
Bay
be
is called.
specific about the question, would there be a good transport hub there?
It has to import a lot. So ships come in quite often to bring in food and drinkable water and materials to live with. A lot of that comes from its home, though, which is the freeholds and Rappas. So a lot of it's coming in. It doesn't export much. It
Okay.
exports its presence in terms of that it is there in
Yeah.
case, because the straits are very stormy once you get past the actual islands. So usually ships like to harbor there during big storms and then go down once that's cleared. It's kind of just there as a stop for most ships that are
Think of
going
it as motorway
south.
services.
It's the Azores.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
essentially.
So yeah, I will assume we all got back together and we're talking about this, and I'm like, well, the Iron Bay isn't a great place to stop because a lot of the imports they get are from the freeholds, which means any boat that come there will probably be heading back to the freeholds. So
Well,
that's not a
I
great
can
place to stop.
afford my share of the pocket to get us to Teutonia.
Same, yeah.
I have no issue. But the sooner I can be home, the better for both me and my brother.
Well, have we looked there? And he points up towards the giant fuck off sky tower that's in the center of the
No, we haven't.
and
Can we
there are
select time?
2 ships that are docked at different levels there.
No, Demir,
Okay.
we haven't. And to be
Should we check
fair,
those?
we do have several days, right? Most of the
We're-
ships that we can leave.
Well,
Maybe
the
for
Elvish
days.
ship, the Camilla, right, as from what Tustinia said, is
Tomorrow.
leaving in 4 hours, or is it tomorrow?
No, it's
That's
tomorrow.
Oh,
Tomorrow
It's,
afternoon.
uh,
The
my-
one that's
the
leaving in
boat
4
I visit-
hours.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
was
boat
the
I
one that.
visited.
But we
They
scratched
can't
that
take
one off because it can't take.
Can't take the
Yeah.
horses. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
If we're planning on spending 1,600 gold, he looks very uncomfortable with saying even that amount of gold.
it's like
pieces,
that's a
but-
fucking
Yeah, that's his. That's he's
Mega
never
hoarding.
seen that much money in his life. Maybe we could get cheaper on a sky ship. I mean, they're expensive.
Does anyone in this party actually come from like any aristocratic background, bar me?
No.
I guess in
You
terms.
literally- yes, the person who
tribal
raised by fucking
aristocracy?
wolf.
Yeah, I guess in terms of like tribal aristocracy. I guess me
Yeah, I
and
suppose,
my
yeah.
brother,
I
you're-
was,
our father's the chief.
But I'm talking 1600 gold's not a big thing kind of aristocracy.
Oh
I
no.
come
Oh,
from a
oh, yeah,
family
no.
who's like I come
Many
from a
horses.
family-
That's our thing.
Yeah, I come from a family whose mother was a trader and whose father is a stonemason. So probably not.
Your mother
I
was a
worked with, like, a
hamster,
date.
and your father smelt of elderberries.
I mean,
I
you probably
thought-
Can't say I've
all
ever
would be
met a
closest.
well-read stonemason.
Yeah, this is where
My
Mason
father was a
from
general, my mother was an angel.
angel.
An angel.
This is where like Roach just pulls out the sledgehammer. Like, did you say Mason?
I am a walking word
God.
privilege.
Well, Midge's
God.
character is clearly a Freemason. Does that count?
No, I
Midge's
got
character
the.
is just walking privilege. He's got all that celestial privilege and all that white privilege. And
I
all
also
that
don't think
aristocratic
R1's
privilege.
from a very highfalutin background either. He's a bard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair, yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably seen a lot of aristocratic people, though. To be
Oh,
fair,
yeah,
with
he's
his
played
Yeah.
for them.
his traveling, playing shit.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, yeah. So
Okay, yeah, so 1600
so-
gold's a lot of money for a lot of us.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's go check out the airships then.
Yeah, let's go check out the airships, and then if we decide they're too
even if they
expensive,
charged you 100 gold pieces per cab,
each.
you'd
Yeah,
still
that's cheap,
you'd
yeah.
still be making it still cost you half as much. So just,
Yeah,
It's gonna
okay.
cost us
Yeah,
1,000
let's
gold.
check out the
less.
airships.
Yeah,
To the
well,
Sky Tower!
essentially, right? If it costs less than
and then
Yeah.
you're
it
inside
costs
the
less than-
hand cranked elevator to go up. It's just like
if it costs less than 300 gold
This-
per person, then it's cheaper. Essentially.
yeah.
So
So you
basically,
spend-
we're in the elevator. Do they have like a bard there playing elevator music?
No, you're actually
No,
the whole
you
time
have a
up there, you're
Rivallon
just-
playing elevator music.
Oh my god!
Which part are you on again?
All right, all right. Stop. Stop.
Cease.
So where are you taking airship to?
Halt.
Oh, wait. Do we have our passports?
What? No.
The big
seriously,
logo
though,
on my chest is my passport.
Yeah. Though seriously though, your entire trip up, which is slow and methodical, is just accompanied with the sound of
Rivallon going.
because the whole way up there is somebody on the ground who is using a pulley system to get you up, and so it's a little bit at a time. Very good.
Oh
very,
god,
like,
we have to go through the fucking magical TSA again.
Oh shit!
Yeah!
Here comes the orphans checking.
Just with a
See.
wand going whoop, whoop, whoop.
but
Whoop.
but you do finally
There's a tax
finally
on the
get to
amount
the
of magical items you can have in your hand luggage. Whoop, whoop.
I'm sorry, sir, that your carry-on's too heavy. You're gonna have to put that to the. you're gonna
Sorry
have
to everyone
take
watching
some
mine. I'm
items
just gonna
off
go and put my
You're gonna have to check your griffin, thank you.
streaming mode back on.
Do you have a permit for that weapon, sir?
Just,
No, I don't.
no,
Take it
it's-
off me.
Like he's like, you have a
Code
permit.
six, code
no.
six, shocking hand.
there-
Somebody comes up behind you. Like,
Oh yes! More!
There's a dwarf being like patted down with a table next to him covered in like health potions. Are these all for personal use, sir?
I'm about to take on a displacer
You're gonna have to
base.
put
Never
these
mind.
into a water skin, sir.
Yeah, these have to be in a small water skin, sir. You're going to take a small water skin with you on the flight. No more than 250 mils of health
I'm
potions.
just imagining not an actual TSA uniform, but a medievalized version of a TSA uniform. So it's it's like a pale blue tabard over like normal clothing.
And I like the fact that like their metal detectors is like a wand that just goes. Whoop,
Yeah. But no, you
Metal detector goes
you
over Isaac's
arrive.
stomach, and they're just like, why is there
After
so
that
many pieces of metal
tangent.
stuck in you?
You arrive.
Blades over 2 meters are allowed on the flight.
You arrive, and there are two ships that are currently docked in the tower.
And they're both delayed due to crew shortages.
Yes.
Well, no,
Apparently, some of
currently
their
the Sky
crew
Story
blew
Tower.
of
up
my
last
life.
night.
That is
Currently,
the
Sky
story
Tower.
of my life.
Yeah. Though here, currently, the Sky Tower is being occupied by a large portion of Gorgon citizens who are campaigning for democracy. So,
Okay.
to date, this
Excuse me, I need to get on their ship. I don't care about your democracy. Get out of my way. Rich
Get
man
the
coming
fuck out of the
through.
way.
It's the one true system.
the funny thing is, there probably is a Russian guy in the Hong Kong airport doing exactly that.
Yes.
Oh,
Poor guy.
Did you not see? Did you guys
Wow.
see the video of the chick?
And
who
remember,
was crying
no
over-
Russian.
No reason.
Remember,
Okay.
no liquids.
So, so you do get onto the Sky Tower, and there are 2 ships currently docked there. Let's see here. What are they called?
Poor Roach is trying so hard to keep
Roach
this
is
thing on
like, I'm
track.
fucking
I'm
done.
bringing it back, damn it! God damn it!
Must keep D&D stream on track. Why won't they let me? Because we're evil. That's why.
Okay, so both of them are not. They're not personal conveyances. These are like run by like a trade guild. So they're not like a yacht. And it doesn't look like either of them are onloading cargo anymore. They're getting ready to leave. Both of them look like they're fairly close to departure time.
We split in half and we pick a sheep each because they might leave while we're not here. So
I could.
They're close enough that we could probably just quickly
Yeah,
jump.
you can get to them easily enough. But one of them has Elvish name on the side of it, and it is. I'm assuming if you're all going to them, somebody reads Elvish in the party, at least somebody. So it's called the Rising Tide.
they're in the happy little trees.
I hope that's an ironic name and that this hasn't ended up in the water a number of times.
But it's
No, it's just it's a Vietnam reference. That's all it is.
so. You
Talking about democracy in airports.
you enter but you can enter into its like little docking area, and if you ask, they are offering cabins for transit. They have cargo that they're transporting, and they're going to be going in a circuit around Rivallon.
Okay.
First leg of the journey, they're going to be heading up to the Sky Tower in Mordeburg in the northern Silnol Kingdom.
Oh. Heading my way.
They're heading up that way, and then they're going to be heading down to Kova.
Is that in the River Republics?
That's the Gull River Kingdoms, republics.
Republics.
Yeah.
Republic. That's kind of their defining principles that they're not a kingdom.
We don't understand this republic thing. It doesn't make any sense.
Then they'll be heading down to Paramin from Takova, and then they'll be going into Toonlas, and then up to Viabrook.
Takova's really good for us.
Yeah, Takova's like perfect. But yeah, ooh, good to know.
They'll be doing.
Excuse me,
They'll be doing that circuit.
How long do you think the trip to Jakova would?
And there's like there's a human who's dressed very fine. Who you're talking to? Oh well, we could, depending on headwinds and the current weather systems, as well as if we'll need to divert around certain areas across the Morning Mountains. We're looking at from Gorgon to Mordeburg, probably close to 2 weeks journey. It's not a direct flight. The mountains are quite tall, so we have to divert around, hook north after we hit them. Then from Morberg to Takova, we're looking at a pretty straight shot with a good backwind, maybe about a week and a half.
So 3.5
Then-
weeks to
Then from Takova, we're looking down to Paramin, probably close to. Again, the winds are not good, and to be careful around the Grey Waste. So we usually just go down the Gull River and then out through the Straits.
These guys are set to one height, aren't they? The
Yes.
skyship.
Yeah,
How
skyships
high-
are
How high
dialed
are
in.
you set to?
Well, you're looking. They're docked at their height, which is about midway up the.
Okay, how high is that? So 200 feet?
Yeah,
200
so it's about 100 foot up.
100 foot.
And
Okay, that's interesting.
yeah. So that's why they have to divert around the mountain. Some of the
'Cause
taller.
the mountains are taller than that. Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
That's the thing about skyships is that they're imbued magically to their altitude, and they kind of can't adjust. They can't adjust it in any way. So they.
We have to
Are
go
these
around
both
hills
100
and.
foot? Are they both?
No,
100
the other one's taller. The other one's
Ah,
the other one's up near the top actually.
And I
it's
remember
pretty
from
fairly-
my discovery before, the higher up they are, the more classy they are normally.
Well, yeah,
the
they're more
newer- the
important.
newer-
They're class.
the newer,
They're
yeah.
newer. That's the thing.
And then the very top ones tend to be like personal vessels as well.
They can be, yeah, most of
Yeah,
the
but
time, or
this
just
one's
very
a ship.
affluent trade
Okay.
trade ships.
The silver
It also
sands
limits.
probably are all at the top, sort of.
Leveraging my knowledge as a cartographer, can I work out how long via like horseback it would take us to get to Tarkova
Takova, from where?
From here.
from where we are, from Gorgon?
From Gorgon. Oh, you're looking at a week and a half Fall Harbor, so you're looking at stretch that out. So week and
2
a half Fall
months.
Harbor. It take you probably close to just on horseback, maybe 2.
So this is 3 weeks instead of 2 months. So it's
3.5
the time.
weeks. So,
Well, yeah,
it's
but
cutting,
it's half
cutting
the
it in
time.
half. Yeah. That's again. He gave you if we've got good headwind. If we don't have a good.
If everything
good
worked out in
winds,
our favor,
Yeah.
there's no
sort of.
weather problems. 'Cause they have to bunker down for weather, because the ship does
Yeah.
not have a way to stay
Okay.
in. It's air current. So if there's a big storm that's blowing through, they have to kind of anchor themselves to the ground.
How-
You remember because the Aquilin had to do that, and that's
Yeah,
why they
how-
got.
How much
I'm
would
like, yeah,
passage
yeah.
be to Tarkova?
Well, normally we do a one-way, but you'd have to pay double because we'd have to keep the cabins for you both times. Usually we unload somebody, people. So, how many?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because usually it's
six.
you pay for Moorburg, and then
You'd pay
eventually
again.
You pay again because they have
Norberg,
cabins.
Norberg, it's 6 of us and a couple of horses.
How many horses?
And a dog.
Dog doesn't really
Is it
count.
6 horses and 1 dog? 'Cause
No,
there's,
it's-
It's a Rivallon's horse, Ustenia,
My
Demir's
horse.
horse, your horse.
my horse.
All right, five
5
horses and a dog,
horses and a dog.
Yeah.
And 6 people.
and 6
Yeah.
people. Well, we could. We don't offer double cabin, so you'd have to pay an individual cabin fee for everybody, and then you'd also have to pay cargo space fee for your horses. So, looking at- from here to Moorburg, we usually charge about 150 gold pieces for our cabin stay, and then another 50 gold piece surcharge for cargo space, which would be the equivalent of your where your horses stay, and they will be taken care of. Don't worry. So looking up at 200 gold pieces for here to Moorburg, and then another 200 once we go from Moorburg to Tokov.
200
That's still
each.
a lot
400
cheaper.
each.
So
That's,
That's
Yeah.
200
that's,
each.
That's more.
that's each 400 each.
That's
Yeah.
more. That's
Yeah, but
that's
it's
more.
probably faster, right?
It is faster. Yeah.
It's faster,
is-
but it's more.
It's more.
Because we'd be paying up front for 2 legs of the journey, could we maybe get a deal there? As there's a few of us
It's
as
not
well.
upfront.
Sort of.
It's not up front. I have to log this with the local trade guild chapter. So I have to log your trip with the Gorgon chapter, and then that's only to Moorburg, and then I have to log it with the Moorburg chapter once you get to Takova. I'm sorry, there's a lot of paperwork to do here. I don't own the ship. I just pilot it and captain it. I know it's difficult. It is not common to do for cruise work unless it's meant for it. I could tell you if this is your first time using a skyship for this. There are
It's not, but
there are
go ahead.
there are cruise skyships that
myself.
exist. You could wait for if you're looking for a direct route to Tacoma. I'm assuming where you want to go. I
It's
know
the
the
closest location you have to where we want to go.
Yes.
Yes.
I know the Blue Smile comes through here quite often. I know her captain has about 200 cabins.
The Blue Smile, you said?
Yes. She's about a 75-footer.
Oh, so she's a lower flyer.
Yes.
So
Oh,
she
the-
would also have to go around the mountain.
But she usually goes from, if I recall, this is memory. I don't captain her. I don't know her exact route.
No, it's of course, but anything you can help us with.
She goes from, she travels a lot from Brapkus to the Freehold proper, and then into the interior. Because Takova has a very good approach in the 75-foot range, so it's an easy route. So she usually goes from Mainyar up to Gorgon, and then I think she goes south into the Straits, just south of Broken Shield, and then routes into Takova along the Gull River from the south. But usually it doesn't take too long. They do a lot of tourists go down to Repkus for hunting season.
Mm. We've met a hunter who's done that, actually, haven't we?
I hear that's
I think
very
yours
nice.
might have.
It's- The there's interesting creatures. I've been there a couple. Nice. But the Blue Smile is a cruise vessel. It can do quite a bit if you're looking for that kind of work. I think she, and he's pointing up to the 200-footer above you. I think she's more direct routes. Not a lot of 200-foot sky towers. So you're looking at you got Gorgon, Nondarim just opened up her 200-footer. Takova is a 250-footer sky tower, so she's a first
So
in the
the
class
one
there.
above might be going straight to Tarkova.
Who else? Who else is a 200-footer? I want to say Dunlast has one.
Would my map have any information on that?
No. Your
Okay,
map's
I'm
an
adding,
overlap.
I'm adding those. I'm adding the
Okay.
information about sky towers to
Okay.
the map.
Dunlast has
And
one. Don't quote me on that. I don't remember exactly. And then
You just see he sees me pull out a scroll case full of maps, go through them, pull out the world map, unroll it, and pull out one.
yeah.
I've got like a side pocket in my cloak, and it's just like a what's it called? Like you just see like a protractor and a compass and stuff. I'm just gonna in like a pen protector, like
I think the other one that is a 200-footer is I think it's Var Buldar. Buldar. The dwarves always name things with a constant hard. It's over in Zeral. It's one of their. It's their big draw to the city in the northern colony.
On the island of Odith, right?
No, in Zeral, the eastern continent. Var Buldar.
oh, I
think-
forgot about this extra fucking thing.
Yeah, the other half of the map.
Barbodar, yeah. I've been only looking at the original map.
It's a big world.
Oh yeah, that's a big world.
Because originally we only
Oh.
had the first half of the map.
That is
Um,
true. But I think those are the only places that have 200-footers that I know of. So it'd be a pretty
Good.
limited run for her. He points up to actually smaller than his skyship above you.
Well, thank you for the information. We will get back to you. You're
Yeah,
around
don't
for
worry.
a little while.
Yeah, we have to go through some paperwork to finalize our transit plans and our flight paths. So if you
Actually, before we go, do you know, just as an estimate, when do you think the Blue Smile might turn up again?
I can't tell you for sure.
No,
So-
I know. Just best guess or estimate.
Captain Fusco usually does pretty fast transit. She's quick for her speed for her height. So usually catches a headwind from Vineyard. Maybe a week. I think maybe a week. I don't know where she'd go after that. Her plans are usually pretty based around. It's not hunting season, so Takova is not a huge destination. She does in the off season. She does a lot of cargo transit. So if possible, you could get something through there, but it'd be about maybe a week. Again, I don't know for sure. Don't quote me.
Mm-hmm.
Just
That's
trying to
fine.
help you. You seem like good people.
Oh, thank you.
And if you need, like I said, we'll be here for probably maybe 2 more days before we're able to leave. So if you do decide you want to take to get some cabins with our fine vessel, you can do so.
Thank you.
Good to know. Thank you.
No problem.
And I say, is this guy dwarfish?
No, he's human.
Oh, okay, he's just human. Oh, thank you. Right, let's go up and check that final skyship that's here.
Okay, go up to the skyship. The guy at the bottom is doing that, but up and it's down there. It's
Surprised they haven't got like a large animal pulling things, like a cave troll.
Cheaper.
Cheaper. Dwarf power.
It's the same reason why they continue to use steam generators with positive void coefficient.
Of course.
Fact of the
It's
day.
cheaper.
cheaper to just to pay a street urchin like food than to pay
I mean, you'd
for
that's fine.
ox.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So, yeah, it takes you a couple minutes to get up to the top because it's basically double the distance up, and you get up there, and does anybody here speak Celestial or read Celestial?
Yes, of course I do. That's how I contact
Does
you to tell
anyone
you
here
how long
speak
we've got until the
Celestial?
break.
He asks the Celestial.
Yes, Celestial. I wanted to know if
Anyone
anybody else
here
did.
speak Uteshian?
The name.
Your
Is
brother.
anyone
Yes,
here?
brother.
Is anyone here a ranger and an elf?
No.
But yeah, this ship has a name in Celestial.
First
its
time
side.
I've read Celestial all fucking campaign. It's because, for those who don't know, that like I tell Roach how far we are off our break by typing in chat in Celestial because it's the only one that no one else can read, so I don't bother them with it.
So this one's called the Greedy Wolf.
This one's called the Death Sentence. That's what it's called.
The greedy what?
Wolf.
The Greedy Wolf.
Uh-huh.
Very nice.
And see, the thing about this is each of these Sky Tower docks, it looks like when they're not being used, not a lot of people stay on the skyship. So the captain is in a little office that is
Yeah.
only used for the people that are docked at that arm at the point. So you, just like with the other one, you enter in, and there's a female dwarf who is sitting behind a desk, and seems to be doing some plots on some small map that she's looking. She's wearing a symbol of Palor on her ring.
Oh God! Look at that face.
Rich's face.
Just whoop. He's awake.
It's bathed in light as it is, but it just suddenly lit up.
Yeah, on a ring on her finger. You can see the symbol of Palor there.
Like, Midge is just like that meme where it's like, regular people, I sleep. Pale worshippers, real shit.
Real shit.
So
Right. Let's see if I can sweet talk a fellow member of the faith. Getting us a cheap airfare.
she's like, and yeah, she's like she's a middle-aged dwarvish woman, little like 5 o'clock shadow, and some like red hair. She's going.
One walks in and goes, "My next ex-wife."
In Dwarvish. Did you say she's a dwarf, yes?
Yes. Well, yeah, she has a 5 o'clock shadow, so yes. She's a dwarf.
Oh boy. Arwen's just
Paylor's.
like, just fuck it, it's fine.
Paylor's light guide your day, friend. We are here inquiring possibly about passage.
Transit. For all of you.
6 people, 5 horses.
And a
6
dog.
people, 5 horses. That's quite the amount. Do you have a destination in mind? We're somewhat limited.
Tarkova, preferably.
Cool. Could
Also,
be done.
may I compliment you on the name of the ship? It's been a while since I've seen such a script as well.
Well, I got it from the Starlight primers. The story of the wolf, and I got inspiration when I purchased the vessel.
Everybody else is just sleeping. Just
Basically, the greedy wolf is
It's a gill!
reference to what's essentially a part, like a Bible passage. Is essentially
Yeah, it's
what
like a
you-
fable. It's a fable.
It's a fable.
I'm very familiar with it.
I'm glad to hear. Takova, well, when are you looking to get there? Specifically.
Yesterday.
The fastest as possible we can get there.
We were originally planning to do a direct to Stinlas.
To where did she say?
Stinlas. It's basically one of the elvish kingdoms on the west coast.
Ah, yeah, okay.
That's a great.
I've got
planning on
kingdom
doing
names
a
up.
direct there. Kova does have a skydock that can accommodate. Haven't been there in a. How much are you willing to pay for passage? We could redirect for a fee.
I turn to our merchant member of the party, who is familiar with sky travel, for
Limbering up.
The last time she was on it got raided by pirates.
yep.
well, even
It's,
so, she would probably be the best person in the party to get a sort of idea
all
of
the
pricing.
PTSD. Just all this
All this
PTSD. It's so good. I love
It's
it.
like asking Batman. It's like asking Batman about plays. Just like, so, how did you like the play, Mr. Wayne?
It was
Just
fine.
1,000-yard stare.
Not
Okay,
really
so
my
Roach-
thing.
Other than that, Miss Lincoln, how did you enjoy the play?
F. So, Miss Kennedy, how did you like your drive?
Oh,
I saw even Roach cringed at that one. Like, ooh,
I don't know why that one's just a little closer. That was a little closer.
yeah.
So yeah.
So, what would I know about like prices for Skyship personal travel? Because I probably would have looked into it where I got the job.
They're pricey for cabins.
Yeah.
You got off lucky because they needed somebody to help with the guard.
Good job on that, by the way.
You're welcome.
Yeah. She's alive.
That's true.
None of the rest of the crew are.
Oh God! Oh, I'm just
She guarded her life.
I
Only
succeeded
'cause we
guarding
had-
one life, my own.
She didn't even do that very well. She almost
No.
died.
I mean, you got stabbed 17 times in the stomach by a level
by like a
0
little
colony.
girl.
Yeah.
And then
I like how every time we tell the
the
story, she gets smaller and
on a
younger.
horse going, I demand a parley with Liban, and no one may hurt me. Why am I being stabbed in the back by an arrow?
I am alive. We succeeded. Move on.
That's exactly what I would say as well. So
Your it's expensive when you're looking for a cabin. You got lucky because you could get a guard job, which meant you didn't have to
Yeah.
pay. You just had to work and help around. But like cabin fees are anywhere between, depending on how good of a cabin they are, distance, what the ship normally does. Like you're looking anywhere between like 100 to 500 gold pieces for a cabin stay on a sky ship. They're not like meant for common people to use.
Yeah.
These are
Yeah,
this is like
these are
this is like an ocean trawler, or this is like an ocean cruise in like the early 1900s. Like it's
This is
like,
Titanic.
Without
yeah,
the
essentially,
third
this is like first class on the
That you
Titanic.
don't
You're
see.
this
I
is
would
a- this
rather
is an
call
ex-
it the Olympics
is
because
less-
that one survived.
Yeah.
That we know of. Depends on the conspiracy theories. But
Yeah. Oh God. Don't start on that.
It's a
But,
I'm just gonna
very
take a
possible
drink
one.
of my beer.
no, it isn't. It's not. Stop. We're not getting into it.
Switching the
Shut
one
up.
for the one that had the insurance policy. Switching the
Shut up. Which
I'm
actually
just gonna
wasn't true
drink
at
my
all.
beer and keep quiet, okay?
So but it's less about getting to a place. It's more about the experience in those
Yeah.
more expensive ones. So like that's why the Blue Smile is a cruise sky ship. It's meant to like take you from point to point, but also like offer you the captain goes, if you look out the starboard side of the ship, you will see the beautiful kind of
Here's your champagne.
yeah,
sort of
champagne. Yeah, champagne, that kind of thing. It's a big experience for those ones, but like even the least expensive ones are still 100 because it's not meant for like you need to get someplace, pay up, kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Like
this
after a year of work, I probably would have had enough money put away for one trip on a sky ship.
Yeah, and
after
it's
a
they don't
solid
do return tickets like a part.
Yeah.
It's like you go to a place, you pay for a one way like with sky ships. There's not like
Yeah.
you have to pay for a round. So like the Blue Smile, if you wanted to go from Takova to Minyar in Rapkus for like the hunting season, you'd pay 1,000 gold pieces for the trip there and then back, essentially.
Yeah.
And the
So,
reason people
okay.
do that is because it's a lot safer than
Than
taking it's a lot safer than riding, walking, or taking an actual ship because there's a lot of storms
Yeah.
and stuff on the ocean.
So we
Sky
know
ships
that
can
the
go around.
cost of the Elven ship is 320 gold per person. When we divide up that 1,600 gold.
So if we can get it for lower than that per person.
If okay,
If we can get it for the same,
going-
we'd take it.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it's faster probably.
No, it's faster. Full stop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because we're only
Definitely.
getting
and
part
safer.
of the way.
Don't
of the
forget,
boat.
it's also safer because we're not on the sea. So there's that too.
you used to do
Ah,
the Sky
dude.
Pirate.
It's a sign as well. It's fucking Paylor.
I mean, for you maybe, but anyway.
Well,
literally
we
just
could
rolled
leverage
up
that and
character
get
quirks.
around, surely. Surely we could leverage that. High Inquisitor having an important mission.
If you
Leverage
wanted
that
to,
for a
you haven't
price.
done that yet. All she
Yep.
sees right now is somebody that because you don't have a Paylor symbol on your tabard. It's just a white
Yeah, I
tabard,
do.
isn't it? Oh,
Yeah,
you
it
do?
does.
But yeah,
Yeah, there is
it's
a
just
massive star of Paylor on my tabard.
Okay,
there
yeah,
is.
She sees the Paylor thing, but that doesn't mean anything, because there's this also has one of the largest temples of Paylor in like
Yeah, that's
the
fair.
freeholds. So it's
Okay.
people
So
come here a
I'm
lot.
going to approach the one and say, "Hello, my name is Sesho Shashi. You can call me Sesh. These are my friends, as you know.
Yes, and yeah, I saw.
So yes, unfortunately, I'm stuck with them, and they're stuck with me.
Okay.
Is that how you're going to describe us? Oh, fine.
I am the one keeping you alive. Anyway, madam,
Don't mess with the white man.
don't mess with the cleric. Anyway, madam, I was wondering, since that there are 6 of us and we're all paying together, how does 175 gold pieces per person sound, plus a surcharge for the animals of 25 gold pieces each?
Might I add that we are on a mission for the faith.
We're on a mission for
We're on a
God.
mission from God.
We're on a mission from God.
I had to do it. I'm sorry. I had to do it. We're on a mission
I mean,
from God.
that's literally how my current.
Yeah, I got it from the intro to your game.
Well, no, that's a different Blues Brothers reference, but it is a Blues.
Mission from
We're
God.
getting the band back together. No. But yes, we are in service of our Lord currently. We need to get to Tarkova as fast as possible for then to get to the Uteshan Steppe Kingdoms.
She's like fiddling with her ring. It's quite the. It's quite the request. It's not necessarily diverting, and the payment is for the wear and tear on the ship, and for the rations of crew. Profit margin is.
All right, I'm back now.
Make a persuasion check with the man.
Persuasion check with
Which
advantage.
one of us?
Okay.
It's Sash making the argument. You gave her advantage by doing the payload.
Okay, yeah, Phil. That's fine.
So let me click the little advantage button.
The advantage.
Persuasion.
Ah,
I am
Oh,
trained.
the
in persuasion,
advantage?
So this is good. This is good, yes.
It
Yeah.
better be.
Come on, you
Rivallon hasn't shot anything today.
Hit that button.
roll the dice.
Like
you
and
son of a bitch.
subscribe.
Come on.
Yes, like and subscribe. No!
Yes, you can do that as well.
Subscribe to Patreon.
hit that bell.
Give them all the money.
Hit that bell button, otherwise you won't hear about our content.
You're watching us all on YouTube, Twitch, and Mixer. Subscribe to all of them.
Wait, so who's doing Mixer?
Who's on Mixer? You're on Mixer as
No.
well.
Oh,
I mean,
shit.
you add Steam to that as well. We're also live on Steam.
I'm not.
Oh,
Shit.
God.
I could have done
Well-
Steam, but I didn't.
I'm afraid I'm sympathetic, obviously, to another member of the faith. But we have to look out for my ship and my crew and their livelihoods as well. I'm afraid my initial price down.
What was her
You
initial
never
price? I didn't
gave
hear
her
it.
an
Oh, not
initial
initial price. I'm afraid it's going to be about 400 gold pieces, with a surcharge of 10 for your to go direct to Cove.
410
It's
per
not
person for,
the
for
other
the horse.
Less time.
That's actually a really
It's
good deal.
410. But we're going direct.
Yeah, we're going direct. It's going to be
That's
quicker.
better because don't forget that would only get us. The previous one was 320 to Broken Shield. This is
Yeah.
getting us to Tarkova. This is skipping the whole of Teutonia.
It's an extra 90 each to get to Tarkova.
Yeah.
Quicker.
To go direct, and she points out, to go direct, we'll have to take a route around the morning. There are still no passages that have been found that are the 200-foot mark to get through, so we'll have to route around. Which adds a bit of time. Which is why we don't normally go from Gorgon. We're looking at possibly 2 weeks.
That's so much better time-wise as well.
Yeah.
I think we need to do this, guys.
We all
Yeah.
like step away. We all like, okay, okay.
We all,
Let's
yeah,
start
we do
putting
that
the
kind
money
of
on
huddle
step
thing.
away.
Yes.
Okay. So
And we all hand over our 410 gold per person.
Well,
hold on.
400 gold for R1. He doesn't have a
Oh.
horse. He's a dog.
fuck no. Shit.
What?
Sorry, I misread my notes.
What? No, you're not allowed to. If it costs us more money, we're going to kill you.
It did cost more money. I said 400. I meant it's 500.
No, you said 400. We're taking your first price. You always do
You
it
said
to us.
400.
We're taking it.
I said 400. I flipped my
No,
notes.
it's too late now. It's too late. You always take our first numbers when we do our dice rolls. We're taking this.
Yeah, I'm kind of down with this.
All right.
500.
Bring me down.
Oh my god.
400. 400
400.
per
Yeah,
person.
400.
Anybody with a
We'll
horse
all-
has to put another.
We have to put a bit of money in for Ustenia's brother as
We'll
well.
also be leaving.
You're covering it,
we'll
are
be
you, buddy?
leaving in 5. We'll be leaving in 5 days.
Okay.
Oh, we could get something else done in that
Still-
time. Find another job.
Still,
Yeah, make a little money.
quick. That's 3 weeks total to get to
Yeah.
About,
basically, including waiting time.
Which is
Yeah.
so much better than 2 months.
Well, 2 months overland if you were doing
Yeah,
if
that's
you were
what-
riding. You never got an estimate on the time it would take you to get to Broken Shield with the.
Well, there would always be an overland element.
Yeah,
Which
there
would
would be an
slow us
overland.
down.
That is true.
Slow us down
So-
significantly.
Yeah.
Whereas this, we get there within 2 weeks of leaving,
Leaving.
and we've got 5 days to kind of make some money, do a job or two.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Oh.
If you find anything that pays.
Got
We could
adventure.
always also just take it as downtime.
That's true. You could use downtime
And-
and do downtime activities.
Downtime activities. Study and stuff.
but I won't get to shoot anything.
Actually,
Well, you could go shooting in your downtime. You could go to a range.
You can go hunting. In fact,
Yay,
and make some
hunting!
money
I'll
on
go hunting!
pelts. Yeah.
Killing something.
I could join in with that and see what we could get.
Yeah.
do
with my brother.
some hunting stuff
So
that
I
can make
get
money.
to go bowling.
Our one will be spending those 5 days making money by performing in taverns around town. That's what I'll say Chris is doing.
Oh, yeah,
He
so
would do
definitely
that,
what he would
yeah.
do.
He would
Definitely
do
what he would do. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. He's just also lost 400 gold. He's gonna want to make some of it back, and he can
Alright,
make some
yeah.
money.
Make sure you mark down
I already
you-
have, yeah.
Yeah, mark
Yeah, I
down
already have.
your lost currency. And
oh,
who's
what-
paying for Demir?
Me, I've just knocked off 800.
Oh,
20 gold.
uh,
But you have
The
to
fact that you
understand
can just
I-
do that is very good.
Yeah, just understand that I really didn't want to have to pay out that much for one trip, but my character would. My character would insist
You know
on
what?
covering for
You
his.
know what?
Wait, which
will-
I was offering
will-
to cover at least some of it, my friend.
Yeah, I'll cover 100 of it if you let me.
No, fine, go on then. You can cover 100 of it.
Oh, fine. If you're gonna twist my arm.
Because you sting
that would probably make Isaac out of money, so unfortunately he has to decline helping out.
It's
I
fun.
only have
Oh, wow.
160 gold left. We're just like fucking flinging money at people.
Jesus Christ, Arwan still has 365 gold pieces in his
He
inventory.
never buys anything.
Well, no, but he also makes a lot of money from his
Performing.
Side gigs.
performing. Yeah.
Well, I've
His-
still got a fair bit of money, but I'm thinking because we were originally planning on picking up more supplies in Tarkova, so I'm kind of keeping it a little bit in mind for that.
Yeah, because
Well, to
remember,
be
you're getting to
fair-
Tarkova, but Tarkova is still overland to.
Yeah.
the-
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's
but
definitely-
we're much closer to where we want to be, and it's not going to take us half as long.
No.
Yeah.
That's true.
Might only be like a 3.5 week
So-
full-time travel. So.
What kind of things are available for us to do in downtime? Like, with 5 days, what could we essentially do? Like,
Well, there's nothing you can really do that would just significantly change your stats or anything like that. That's like you're talking 6 months time
Months,
for
yeah.
stat changes, just by normal training things, or a couple
Yeah.
of for that kind of stuff. But you can definitely do things that if you want to make money, or if you want to use some of the skills you already have to make something. You could start. There's certain crafting things. If you want to craft something, you might be able to get it done in that 5 days if you had the money to pay for materials. Stuff like that.
oh, I want to finish off crafting up all of the claws, the engraved claws, and sell them off.
Okay. Oh, that's definitely something you can do, and we can do that as a. We'll do 5 rolls, and we'll
Yeah.
figure out how many you succeed in those 5, and if it's over a certain amount, you'll make a certain amount back. If it's less than a certain amount, you make a certain amount back
Yeah,
in terms
okay.
of selling. So we'll do. So you can do this. So you're going to be focusing on crafting the claws.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
You can't.
Oh, you said sesh? I thought.
I said sesh. Yes.
Yeah, you
Oh,
cut
yeah.
off
Yeah,
just as you were
you
talking.
cut
Like-
off.
What? I was like, who? You know? Okay. All right. So things that I have that I could make money with include medicine, performance, and my masonry. What would I think would have the most potential for money making?
Depends on how you went about it. You know, if you want to be creative, you can. You could always work as a mason on a couple of like construction projects around town. Pay you like, daily wages. Which wouldn't be that much daily wage. for a skilled
Yeah.
person is about.
I'd
Set
be
up
like
as
a
a set up as a
silver, I
street
think.
doctor like they have in like Assassin's Creed. Just
Yeah, like put on the
Pointy cap.
fucking plague doctor mask.
Yeah,
well, a plague doctor mask would just be a normal mask on a Dragonborn, surely, wouldn't it?
That's
Just,
what I
just a
mean.
beaked
It'd be-
mag. It's
well,
just a-
it's beaked. It'd be more like a Kenku's mask.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a big
Ooh,
beaky
Kenku
thing.
mask.
Like I have a snout, not a beak. Excuse you, sir.
Yes, Kenku. You have not met him.
Yeah, I
yeah.
can't. I know the reason we haven't met a Kenku because
Kill them all.
you try to
you
roleplay a
absolute-
Kenku would be horrible.
Oh,
I was
I'll
just like,
remember that.
Roach murdered them all. He ate them all
Roach will
because they
remember
all
that.
taste like chicken.
As in, this
Uh,
Kenku only learnt its English from being kidnapped by a serial killer. String them up. String them up. That's what
Yeah,
it would
I'm-
be. I know.
I've
you two are-
essentially done Kenku, but with a horrible bastardization in terms of the Jade monster.
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
the
we know.
Jade Island,
Mhm.
Jade Island cannibal.
Nice.
Uh,
So yeah,
so
I'm thinking
you could do Mason stuff. You could do healing things if you wanted
Yeah.
to, like based around that. If you wanted to spend a couple of days doing that, you could do like. Are you thinking about just doing like doctoring stuff with your healer's kit and medical knowledge, or you want to like make healing potions or stuff? Like, what do you?
Well, I
do?
think healing potions I would need to be an alchemist. I would need to have the alchemy skill, right? Like I wouldn't be able to do that without.
Yeah, you'd have to
Yeah.
be proficient in a
Alchemy set.
Yeah, I'm not
alchemy
proficient
set,
in alchemy.
well,
so-
no, it's
Herbalist.
Yeah,
herbalism
herbalism.
for potions.
Yeah, I can't
Alchemy
do
is
that,
turning
so-
gold, making gold out of things and stuff.
Yeah, it's
Well, it'd be like
equivalent
making
to-
vials of acid.
Yeah.
I could do the medicine thing. I think that would probably be the most likely for me to make money because it has the highest bonus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Least-
You could definitely
the
do
least
that.
chance.
So we'll figure out how much that goes,
Yeah.
and then Rivallon and Ustenia, you both want to do just some hunting. around.
Yeah.
You want to head out? Okay. So you're just gonna
Hunting
like go out
and
on the first
sell
day
stuff.
and
And
You can go on the first day
Demir
and
probably
do
goes
hunting.
with them too, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
actually Demir doesn't. Demir he wants to spend some time on some downtime at a tavern, and he's gonna he bought some books to read.
Oh.
I'm reading. And,
Oh, I'm gonna give Demir one of the books of Paler I've got because I've got 2 currently.
thank you.
I thought you might want to read this at some point. It gives you a little bit of an insight into my faith, and has some history in there. You might enjoy it.
Thank you. I'll read it. Thank you. But yeah, he wants to read. He doesn't necessarily want to go out. But so I'm assuming Rivallon and Ustenia, you both like go out on day 1 and like you stay most of the week out there hunting, and then you come back with your cat.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Are you going to be just like? Are you going to be like? Are you specifically when you're going out hunting? Are you doing the hunting for? What are you trying to get out of it? Are you trying to get like pelts of animals? You're trying to get like things to mount, or are you trying to get like meat and food out of it? Because it'll entail different creatures you're trying to hunt.
Okay.
will affect
Well,
how much you get.
basically try and make some money back, so I'm going for pelts and trophies and things like that you can sell.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Big, like,
All right.
deer
So you're
heads
not
with the
going
big
for like
antlers on them.
yeah, you're not going for like things that are hunted for food and stuff, like because you could
No.
like catch and hunt like a whole bunch of rabbits and stuff like that, and just have like pounds of it to bring back and could probably sell. But if you're going for pelts, and that'd be fox and
Yeah.
the like. So okay, all right, that could definitely be done. So we'll do this in order of how I asked. So first one, Isaac, I need you to roll 5 checks for your craft.
Okay.
Okay.
I've got tools and stuff, and I've done this. But how did we do this before?
That means you're
Proficient
going to
plus-
be. So you're rolling. So you're
Not
specifically you're trying to
proficient
carve.
in the tools, I don't think yet. because I bought them as a thing just so I
Oh.
had implements, wasn't it the thing?
Yeah, but I
and
think
then-
having, yes. So think.
But
the
I've
way
done,
you're gonna-
but I've already done quite a bit with it, so maybe.
I'll say make a. So you're specifically just trying to carve out and finish these claws, right? Is how
Yes,
you're doing
I've
carvings.
got. Hold on, I've got. I've got. I've got 12 left, I think.
Well,
I
Oh no,
think most of them are
12 broken ones and 4 fine ones left, and I have 6 basic, like carved claws basic, and 2 carved claws moderate so far.
okay. Give me a dexterity check with proficiency modifier, and we're gonna be doing that 5 times.
What's my proficiency right now? It's plus
3.
3.
It's 3. Yep.
It's 3 because you're
So-
level.
If I just do dex, and then
Plus 3.
we'll add 3.
Yeah.
So that's so that's an 18 for the
Yeah.
first day.
Okay.
Make a.
I've got a
dex
DC
save
in
and
my head, so you're going through your.
Why don't you?
We'll see how good these are. So you're doing this 5 times.
Why
Yeah,
don't you
I'll be
just go
back
to
in
your
2 minutes,
saves?
guys.
Okay.
Yep.
Why don't you just go to
Fine.
your saves, give yourself proficiency in it, and just roll from there, and then take away your proficiency when you're done.
Is that by hitting the star?
It's
Yeah.
at the star, yeah. And then just take it away when you're finished rolling.
That's a 15. That's a natural 20. That's a 2.
Ooh.
And that's a
Oh.
19.
That's pretty good, all in all.
That's some
Alright. All right. So
So there's
you
4
spend
fine.
5.
Yeah,
so
there's
you
4.
spend. You've got.
Sorry.
You spend 5 days going through. And the way I'm working this is I'm averaging, and I'm figuring out if you've succeeded the majority of the tests or not, which you did because my DC was 15
Yep.
for something that is sellable. That 20 does push you up there quite a bit as well as I remember to take off your proficiency.
Already
check.
have.
So you get through. Not only do you finish the full clause, because you do that on the second day, or the third day, you kind of like blow through it, and it's like these look really nice. You go through and you finish the broken ones too. You use the artistic merit of the broken claw to kind of make interesting designs, kind of these half finished ones, and kind of like carve little designs off the top broken bits and stuff.
Yeah.
And what you get out of it is some very nice looking bits of art. And when you go to sell them, you can, with how good they are and your checks, you could probably sell all, because how much would that be? That would be how many claws total? That's
18 plus the ones I had at 26
26.
claws. And they are, obviously, I will enforce the fact that these are claws from a displacer beast
I'm gonna
that
displace
have been
these.
have been lovingly and carefully carved.
Okay.
Hand carved by my own hand.
Give me a
Hand-carved.
persuasion check with advantage because of the workmanship there.
Advantage.
Advantage, yes.
Advantage.
That's a natural 20!
Ooh.
Oh!
23.
Okay, you can sell the
Nice.
whole lot to this individual who's like a traveling merchant.
Yeah.
And he deals in rare items. And he's willing to buy displacer beast claws, especially these carved. So he knows somebody that can maybe enchant these, he tells you, for like necklace. And he wants to buy the lot for 400 gold.
Holy shit.
I will.
It's a displacer beast. These things are not native to the plane.
Yeah.
They're non-native to the plane. and
Isaac
they're
just made his
carved.
money back. Holy
Basically,
shit.
you've done half the job for an enchanter, because part of
Yeah.
the enchanting process is making it a unique item and doing carves and carving and things like that. This could be enchanted really easily, so these are worth a lot now. So yes, you get 400 gold pieces out of that. That is a big
High five. Well done.
payday for that. He spent almost, I don't know, a month or more working on these.
Yeah, you're not wrong there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, at least 24 hours of work, like in terms of. No, more than that. It'd be way more than that.
8 times
it'd be-
5 is 40, right?
Yeah, plus the probably what 6 hours that I've already put in as a character, so 46 hours work on
Yeah.
26 items.
It's a good bit of work.
Yeah, but that's a good ink return on them, considering that's one beast we killed ages ago.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
one beast killed ages ago. Well, hey, it worked
And,
out. So
and the only cost for me was buying a jeweler's kit, which cost me 25 gold.
that's the importance of thinking ahead with that stuff. But
375 gold profit.
Profit. Sesh, you spend the week going around and working at some healers locations. Like there's some like street there's some buildings that offer healing and things, and you kind of like offer your service for just normal things. Just a lot of people that are doing construction and stuff. They need help. There's a couple of like
Broken bones, dislocated fingers.
broken bones. There's some rich people that go out and they want to have a healer look at them, that kind of stuff. So you're basically offering your services in the city. Give me 5 medical check.
5 medicine checks. Cool.
5 minutes.
1. Ooh, 2.
Ooh.
Ah!
Natural 20.
3,
You're good.
4, 5. Oh, well, that's pretty fucking good, just to put it out
Oh,
there.
yeah.
So for
2,
that
20,
first roll.
15, 16, 16. Not bad.
Wow.
So that's some really good work.
She's a good doctor. What can I say?
Yeah, good doctor. The first day you just do some basic stuff with like people that have broken bones and scrapes and stuff from construction, but you catch the eye of some like really influential individuals, and for the next 4 days you're helping kind of some big pursed individuals with their stuff, and they pay well. So at the end of the week, you make 125 gold pieces for just getting paid out for medical stuff that you're most of that in the last 4 days. 125 gold pieces, which is a very good payment. But your
It's a good payment for 5
services
days
are
of work.
highly
Yeah.
you have highly trained services that you do very well. So your name gets out there quite a people
Like,
want-
there's this big dragonborn lady.
Yeah.
She knows what
Yeah.
the fuck she's doing.
So you do that. Okay. And because so now Ustenia and Rivallon, because you're helping each other, you're going to be rolling these with advantage. So, who wants to roll this? Because you're going to be rolling survival. And
Oh,
you're gonna be
survival.
not survival. You're going to be rolling what's the word for it? Because you have to hunt. So you're going to be
Stealth?
doing no. I'm trying.
It would be survival.
Yeah, it'd be survival to
I
do this, or it would be
I-
nature and then survival.
I would weigh
You're gonna
that
be-
it.
I like it.
but
+5 and +4. +5 on nature and +4 on survival.
Justinia has like his bonuses to perception and his bonuses to hunting, though, just because of his background and such.
Yes.
Well, this is a downtime activity, so we're kind of condensing this.
Also,
So
like,
basically
don't
what-
forget, Rivallon preferred terrain that might affect your nature check if you're making nature checks.
Well, he's already got an advantage. You can't have double
Oh, yeah.
advantage.
Yeah.
You can't have double. Basically,
have-
you're going to be rolling 5 nature checks, and that's going to be to see if you're finding the areas and everything. And the survival checks is what you get home every day. So, we're going to be rolling that. So roll your 5 nature checks with advantage. Whoever wants to roll nature.
I've
Yeah,
got
go on.
+5 on nature, mate. What have you got?
Yeah, do it. No,
Okay.
do it. You do it.
Sure?
Yes.
He's the barbarian.
That's a
Natural
natural
20.
20. Wow.
Oh, sorry, that was...
4.
I didn't
You
hit...
have to keep
I
clicking.
didn't hit
Yeah.
advantage, sorry.
And
So the
that's
second...
also the wrong. Okay, that was right.
Just roll it again and then.
There you go.
Okay, 21.
I have to hit
So
advantage after
25,
everyone,
21.
sorry.
Yeah,
It's
a
fine.
no-win.
It's fine.
Okay.
Team.
Wow.
So, you're doing really good so far.
Yep.
Beating the DCs by a lot.
So last one, yeah?
Yeah.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5.
Okay, so all right, I've got that. So that's going to modify your final result. Give me 5 survival checks. Whoever wants to roll that.
I've
how
got
much
+4. What about you, bud?
Not that high.
Okay.
I'm plus.
He's an advisor on the trip. Ustani is helping you through things. He knows where to go, and that's what's helping. Okay, all right. Good. Okay.
That's 3, 4.
Some decent rolls there.
Damn.
I mean, he's rolling with advantage.
We've
so
had
it's
some
kinda hard.
really decent downtime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I
I
mean, you
think-
guys are highly trained in. Well, you guys are highly skilled individuals.
Yes,
You
I'm
are-
highly trained.
Yeah, not highly
I
trained. No,
mean,
yours is natural.
I'm highly trained. You're
Hi-
highly
yeah.
talented.
Yeah, highly skilled individuals that are working through things that, and you're somewhat known in the community as well. For some people. So okay, with that, you have a huge take for the 5 days, or basically 4.5, because you spend half a day getting out there, or yeah, 4 days because half a day getting out there, half a day getting back. But you find a nice spot. Ustenia helps you find a good place to hunker down and find some very in-demand pelts and animal skins and bit and creatures that have, obviously the creatures that have them, find a pile of them. With that, you're also able to very effectively, by the way, you only failed one of those DCs, and every one of them,
Nice.
almost every other one of them, you beat by a lot.
It was that
So-
14, wasn't it? It was that 14 that I failed.
No. It was the. It was the 14. Yeah, it was.
Sorry, I let you down,
And
buddy.
actually,
So
I was getting
far-
that mixed up. You didn't fail a single DC because I thought I was counting the 9 for some reason. You didn't fail a single DC, but the 14 was the DC. So everything else was amazing. So
No.
you're able to basically at a point you don't have the ability of getting any more back to town. Like you come to the point where where you'll be overloading your horses,
Oh,
even
bloody
just
hell.
not riding them, and just you go out there and you're just bringing home like this is a huge
Bringing
amount.
home the hides, I guess.
Bringing
Bring
home the
home the hides,
bacon.
yes.
Trophies. Yeah.
So yeah, you spend a couple of days also skinning and doing pre-prep for the pelts and the tails and antlers and things, just things you're bringing, and you've got this stuff stacked. When you bring it in, you go to the tannery who is willing to take these, especially after having worked with Ustenia before, and they're willing to give them a listen. The skins themselves you're able to sell for 100 gold pieces, just like a huge stack of skins you're able to pelts you're able to bring in. The various bits and pieces you find a lot of potion shops are willing to buy this stuff, like antlers for additives, fox's eye, stuff like that, just things that are useful in alchemy that you save. And you're able to sell those for another 100 gold pieces on top of that. So grand total, you get about 200 gold pieces between the both in direct, bring it. So,
100 each.
of stuff.
Sounds good to me,
It's
buddy.
a good
Five
take.
days, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a good day's work. I mean, that's basically 100 days work for an average person in D&D.
Yeah.
But you're literally it was like every hour you're bringing home another thing over your
Another
shoulder
thing.
back to the campsite.
That good?
Ustenia's taking out his carving knife and cutting it open, and you're going
Yeah.
back out
It's
again.
basically
After
how it
the
works.
first couple of 100, he's going, I've got to sharpen my knife again.
Yeah, that's basically how it happened. Usteni, you stayed in camp most of the time, doing all the prep and doing all the cleaning, and Rivallon just kept bringing back shit. Just
There's a
all
small
this
area of
stuff.
forest that just had its entire natural population wiped out.
Yeah. At a certain
Nice.
point, you had to
And
relocate
every
the
time he's
camp.
bringing stuff back, he's getting more and more relaxed.
Yeah.
Well, you see, the
Yeah.
thing is as well is that Rivallon knows not to overhunt, so he probably would know don't kill the females, don't kill X, Y, Z,
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, because you were, for antlers and stuff, you're looking at males that are of age. and
Excuse me,
stuff.
Mikey? That's sexist.
I mean, they even tell you I've been hunting. They're like, yeah, don't
I know,
kill
I know,
those,
I know, I
they're-
know,
I
they're-
know.
They're not replaced. Fuck you.
yeah.
Okay.
unless you're hunting feral hogs, then you take every. You
You just
all.
take out your fucking assault weapon and just dump the magazine.
Yep. 30 to 40 feral hogs. But yeah, and also you ate very well while you were out there.
Well, I'm
And
not
even
surprised.
yeah, even then you left a lot to like in areas that it would be used by by nature, just like
Yeah.
for scavenging, because you you could have just like dried half this stuff and also taken it with you. Wouldn't have to buy anything for a while. But grand total, everything, and also Demir finishes one of his books he did by reading. So yeah, throughout that time, you've all made your money and done your work. R1, I'll have Crimson roll some dice when you're next, and
We'll see
We'll
how many
see.
thousands of gold he brings in.
we'll see how he does, because he's
He's a very
bard.
proficient performer.
Yeah,
Yep.
he is. He is, because he made almost that. He made almost what you made Sesh in one night, one
Yep.
time.
Yeah.
So a very, very good choice in location, and good performance. But yeah, so you've spent 5 days doing that. It's kind of weird as well, because most of you haven't been away from each other in a long
Weeks.
time.
Yeah.
Weeks.
Yeah, it's since you for you weeks, but for some of these guys,
It's
uh,
months.
Yeah.
months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of weird, Isaac. Because you're spending most of your time, I'm assuming, in like the tavern, just doing your
Sipping
cards.
on a glass of red wine and carving.
I was gonna also try to get comfortable on the skyship.
They don't allow you on the sky ship before
Okay.
before the departure.
Then yes,
but-
I'll be at the.
Yeah, so you're spending a lot of time with Demir. Demir's there reading stuff while you're carving.
I offer
I'll
to,
be-
if he has any questions, if he starts reading the holy book, if he has any questions, I will be
I mean, do you pay attention to what he's reading?
a little bit. I've got time.
Oh yeah, you took plenty of time. He's not reading your book. He's got 5 books plus yours, so he's got 6 books in a stack, next to him, and yours isn't near the top. It's kind of mixed in with the others. So he's reading a pretty sizable tome. That it's about. He starts at about a third way through, but it looks to be, when you see the spine, it has writing on it, and it's the histories and trials of the and it's
Of the conqueror.
of the conqueror.
Is this about the Elven kingdom's history? The conqueror.
You're asking.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. I've heard stories when I was a kid. Say it's an interesting tale. I thought it was something that I wanted to know more about. So I found the book. It was 20 gold. It was worth it.
Very interesting. I believe some of my father's lineage goes back to that time.
Really,
Yes.
I really don't know a lot about them. So I always thought it would be interesting to figure out where they came from, who exactly they were. Maybe they were a Teshian. Oh.
Just, it's more than possible.
Yeah. So yeah, it's I want to finish this. If I have time, I'll take a look at your book you gave me.
We've got plenty of time. I don't need it back either.
It's mine.
Your-
No,
Yes, of course.
thank you.
That's more than okay.
To reading, and yeah, by the time it's actually surprising, he reads really fast. This is a tome.
Yeah.
And he gets through it in the week, or in the
Nice.
5 days.
Yeah.
Heads through. He started about a third of the way through. He reached 2/3 of the book in there. Surprising. Especially from what you've heard from Ustenia and stuff like that, because they weren't taught to read common. So he taught
Yeah.
himself, and he learned to read quickly. He's good.
Fair
So,
enough.
He's an intelligent boy.
Very intelligent. He's above average, at least.
True.
So yeah, he goes through that. But yeah, it's interesting because Sash, Isaac, Rivallon, Ustenia, being away from each other, in a lot of ways, just kind of weird, to say the least. Weird. You also don't see Arawan throughout the whole 5 days. Not he's staying other places.
Staying other places, boozing it up,
Yep.
making a lot of money.
Different bedroom every night.
Maybe he met up with that blue dragonborn that was in the boat, the bath.
You never
Yeah.
know.
Oh yeah, maybe the bathhouse lady. Yeah.
Yeah.
House lady.
I
Maybe.
still remember that because my brain
He's a-
is stupid.
He's a high roller. He's high roller in with a lot
We're
of
not
ways, so-
affiliated with the High Rollers podcast. Just saying.
No. Oh, that would be
I
great.
We are, however, sponsored by Kraken Rum. Not yet.
Oh, fucking that'd be great, wouldn't it? We all had a bottle of Kraken every time.
I
Do
fucking
they
love
have
it.
Kraken
I'm
as a rum in
fine.
the
You're
US?
Chuck.
Yes, they do. That's where I got it first. They have Kraken Rum. in the US.
You're asking the wrong person, Vince. I don't
Okay,
drink.
fair
When I was in the US, there was bottles of Kraken Rum. I bought one and
Okay.
I drank it, and it was good.
Okay. But yeah, you finish your 5 days and meet back up again. After having gotten through your work.
What time does the actual skyship leave? Like, is it? In the
You were told
morning?
beforehand it's the afternoon. Not near daybreak, but close to it. They still have a couple hours of sunlight when they start. But yeah, that's when they're ready to go. So you get back together. You got maybe about a little bit of time before you leave. And most of that's also because you need to get all your horse stuff up and into the skyship, which is an ordeal.
They don't want to go up that thing.
Yeah, there's only so much space in the elevator, and it's you got to keep the horses calm while going up. But yeah, you get loaded
Steny
in.
is just there, animal handling all of them. Just it's fine.
But yeah, it takes you a bit to get all your stuff up and into the ships. You could, if you wanted to, you could buy anything you want. One last time, quickly, if you wanna buy anything with your new money and monetary wealth.
No, I'm
I
good,
don't
thanks.
think I've got
Yeah.
enough to get anything. I think we just got to go.
You just gotta go.
Just
Okay.
gotta go.
Just gotta go. All
And you
right.
gotta go.
Unless there's, unless anywhere sells reliquaries.
Not that you know of.
No, I
Not
don't
that
think
you
so.
know of. Not that you know of, Mr. Holy Relic. You were able to basically force blackmail out of a.
Out of a
That
priest.
poor old man. I wonder how the Sister Superior is treating him now. That poor old bastard.
Well, given the fact that actually, Isaac, did you ever go back to the
Nope.
temple?
Nope. He was drunk.
No.
No, I meant during the week. He had 5 days.
No,
Did you ever
I
go-
didn't. I specifically didn't. Because they
Oh,
didn't
so
know
you-
I'm going. So I've been praying
Ah,
alone.
Okay. All right then. So yeah. So you have no idea how Sister Superior felt about that.
She's gonna
There-
turn up
that
one
might
day
be
at
the reason.
He's got flashbacks to his time in his religious studies with another Sister Superior and a ruler.
Well, no. Well, the place I studied was fraternal.
A cane, I think you
Oh,
mean.
then one of the brothers, with the senior brothers with
With a
the
cane. Just whack.
Learn,
Like-
learn,
reason-
learn.
No, I like the idea that they don't like whip. They've got like mirrors and they flash light in your eyes because it's Palor. They're just direct sunlight to just annoy you. Like
I mean, if we're going really like corporal punishment and like Palor's sun god, it'd be like burning or something like that. It'd be, it'd be
Oh.
like It'd be like a hot needle or
casting
something.
sacred flame on you.
Like, no,
Well, that'd
they,
be like
take
it'd be like a hot
candle,
needle and just like putting it on the back of your palm or something, or back of your hand or something like that.
Oh,
Just
my
fucking
hand
hot
went like
wax,
that.
or hot wax or something.
No.
Or hot wax.
Or some shit.
Yeah,
No,
hot wax as
Hot
well.
needle and just place it behind the knee.
Ooh.
Oh, there's the face I was looking for.
I'm out.
Everybody's going. I know it because it's like that sunburn thing behind the knees.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
That
so
makes
we
you
don't
walk
have
so
most of our-
attractively, doesn't
our
it?
audience cringe.
Yeah.
Uh,
Every single person in the audience has just been like, nope.
Wincing,
like,
Nope.
podcast.
wincing. Everyone's wincing.
Yeah. So, you get everything loaded up and ready to go, and on the afternoon, you begin your journey with the cast off of the ship, and it's upper and lower sails unfurled, and it begins slowly pulling away and out, and it starts going. It starts going kind of southwesterly out of Gorgon. Just keeps slowly going out. You've got quite the time. You've got another, what was it? It was
2 weeks.
2 weeks
said.
of journey.
All right, more dice rolls.
Well, the question is, what do you want to do in that 2 weeks of time?
I don't know what there is to do on a sky ship. It's not like
There's
you
not a
can
lot.
Fish. No.
It's not a lot. You can't fish. Can't fish because it's
Sunbathing.
It's 200 feet in the air. So
We're all just on the deck sunbathing with a glass of wine.
that
Tending
is
to
true.
my
Basically,
horse,
maybe
this is
sharpening
a
my swords, my arrows.
yeah. You are in a very like this is maybe a cargo ship, but the cabins are meant for high class individuals. So you do have access to like really nice amenities like this.
Yeah.
This is like like feather beds. You got a window in every cabin, a footlocker.
How does Demir feel about that? He's probably never been like this high
Well,
class.
he has.
ever.
Yeah, that's the weird. He's also got his own room, and he's
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 like,
used
I
to
don't
sharing
know,
it. He's used to sharing a
personal
yurt.
space.
So,
It's like personal space. What the fuck is that?
so,
He spends a lot of time inside reading, I'm guessing.
actually no.
Or outside reading.
He spends he spends a lot of time on the deck reading.
Yeah.
He does not seem to like being that alone. And like,
Could I join him and do all my masonry things? Just sit beside him and just mason like some-
masonry. Do you have stone on you?
I
Like,
keep small pieces of like shaft to etch in and carve and
Okay.
stuff.
All right, I'll let that.
I want
yeah,
to.
yeah, you can if you want.
Yeah,
I want
I'm
to
just
get to
gonna
know the
chill out with him.
captain.
The captain. Okay.
The-
Yeah, there's
the-
a lot of
the
open
Pa-
time.
the
She
Palorian.
invites you every night to
Ooh.
the captain's mess. Everybody, like all the guests. It's a
Does
thing.
she get up and pray?
Not get up. She does like she's like hold hands, please. She
No,
hands
I'm
around.
talking about morning prayer for Palor.
If she does, she doesn't get up publicly. She has
Okay.
the sky ship. It's kind of reversed to what we think a normal ship. The bow on the underside is where the glass like front
Yeah.
is, where her cabin has like a nice like basically bay window kind of thing going.
Yeah.
So that's where she's at. So she probably has a nice view of the sun.
I pray. I
sunset.
find the best light that I can to pray every day.
Be on the deck. Be on the deck. There's so that's fine. But yeah, every night invite to the captain's mess, where she does pray over her food, like have a prayer, and so she
Say grace.
take hand. Does that. Pretty standard stuff.
Thank you,
and
O
yeah,
Sun Father, for providing the light to give us this bountiful meal.
which provided bountiful meal, which provided sustenance to the plants that we are about to eat, and provided sustenance to the plants that the animals that we are about to eat ate. Goes on a bit.
Can we eat now?
Yeah, basically that's every night.
I'm just like Bahamut.
You're not
thanks,
required
bro.
to go
That's it.
either. She invites you. You can
I
eat in your
definitely
cabin.
go.
I go
Uh,
once or
but-
twice, just to
Yeah,
show my
okay.
face.
I go
Hey.
every night.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'll go.
Ustenia, Demir, like, when he's not reading, he's hanging out with you. He's wanting
Okay.
to hear what's going on and how you've been, and like the specifics of your stories and stuff. He wants to know the specific of the thing you're wearing, and how that came about, because you're wearing
thing,
a displacer beasts on your head.
Displacer.
So he wants to know that. He also, like, he updates you on a lot of things that are going on that have happened since you left. Cousin Tonga has had a baby and moved to one of the other tribes in the west. And you remember cousin Tonga's pretty, like a bubbly girl you remember from your childhood, and she liked sewing stuff. Uncle Draco came back from his time in
What a
Raptus.
name! What a name!
It's a great name. I love it.
That's a great name
It's a
for a
very
big like
strong
step rider.
Uteshian
That's a
Yeah.
good Uteshian name.
That's the man
Yeah.
who will tear you in half.
Draco! That's the sort of name that a lot of burly men chant in a fist fight. That's what that,
Yeah, I guess so.
Draco! Draco!
He came
I
back
just
from
need a second.
Raptus.
Sorry, just give me a second. Yeah, give me a second.
Yeah. Go ahead. Wait. What do you want to do with your time, Rivallon?
I'm going to work on keeping maintaining my armor, sharpening my sword, my arrows, eat all my arrowheads so they're nice and sharp. Maybe see if I can do a bit of practice on the deck. Maybe even teach some of the crew how to shoot a bow properly.
I'll say you're able to get a little bit. It's not like a proper range. The ship's not big enough for that, but you can get like a hay bale for like the horses, and you can bring it up a little bit, and you do like a little bit. Like, it's not a challenge. It's it's like a youth range kind of thing.
Yeah, it's one of those things, but you're kind of doing it just to keep yourself flexible and not lose practice and things like that. Picking a spot and being able to hit it is good practice.
Yeah. We'll get back to you, Ustenia.
Okay.
But yeah, he talks. Sorry, he came back.
No, it's fine. No. You were going with him first, and you didn't know how long he was going to be. That's fine.
He talks about cousin Draco coming back from Raptus because he decided to be a mercenary for a couple of years. And he also, when he left, he said he was going to be putting his name in for the choosing. And you remember, this will be his third time trying. You remember, Draco's a loudmouth, and not a lot of people like him. So it's he's a fun at a party, but when you're not sober kind of person.
I know plenty of those people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Since you left, due to a marriage between a cousin that from another group, there's a couple new lands to the north of your current range that the tribe now has access to now manage. He also tells you at one point he was able to go to the outskirts of Tarkova because he went with a trade party for the first time that were trading like horses for the first time. They would go there. Says he first time he saw the Sky Tower, Kova, and the Great Library near the Gull River Junction. You've seen it a couple of times because you went with the trade parties a lot, and Tarkova's like a huge trade hub. And yeah, he's kind of wide-eyed about it. It's his thing. But yeah, he basically regales you with a lot of things and listens to you regale him about the stuff. So yeah, it's a lot of his time when he's not reading, he's doing that with you. Unless there's anything else you want to do as well on top of that during your.
No, I think we're single-minded determination here. We just want to get home.
Yeah, all All right. So spend time with your brother and just kind of a lot.
Yeah.
Yes. And yeah, Rivallon. You spend. You set up your range. It's not a thing that you can do all the time. Just a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
And you do get a couple of like there's a cabin boy, who works on the ship. That you're able to kind of like I wanna give it a shot, and maybe 14 years old or something like try doing give him a little bit of some pointers. It's difficult for him to do a draw with the bow because it's a
Proper bow.
it's a proper bow. But you give him you give him some pointers. You help him do the draw. Kind of doing that thing, and he's not the best, but he doesn't hit anybody, so that's a plus. Yeah, you get to do that, and you spend a lot of time working on your armor and managing everything, getting it to sharpen, get the nicks out of your sword that have started to build up because you haven't had a lot of time to
Maintain the
your
weaponry.
stuff.
No.
Yep. So yeah, you do that, and you also were able to unstring your bow, let it, sit unstringed for a little bit and kind of get its shape. Make sure it's not, because you need to do that with the bow every so often. To make sure
You
it
keep
doesn't
cutting
get
out, buddy.
shape. Oh, better now?
Yeah. You just keep cutting out every
Yeah.
now and then.
Yeah, it's probably because of my
Noise gate.
noise gate. I'll bring it down a little bit. But yeah, you're able to get it. You unstring the bow and let it kind of sit for a while and unstring because you need to do that with the bow every so often. But yeah, that's your time. Arwan spends a lot of his time writing, making up songs,
Doing R1.
doing an R1. Probably doing impromptu shows or impromptu little performances during the day for the crew and stuff. Because you're spending 3 weeks essentially. Well, two and a half or some. No, it's 2
2
couple
weeks.
of days. 2 weeks. Yeah. Just kind of doing your thing. And actually, specifically, because I need to roll for the ship. That's not good. That's even worse. That was okay. That was a 2, a 1, and an 18.
Okay.
On the ship. So
F.
that kind of that wasn't the best. Okay, so the first week is not the best. You do a route around, but you have to spend a couple of days anchored to a hill on the coast when a storm rolls through from the west, and just like you don't even get a chance outside. Like you're below decks most of the time because it's just like storms and winds, and it's just very every so often the ship like lurches because it's being pulled a little bit, and the
Anchor's holding
the
it still.
anchor holding it in. But after a few days, it lets up and you start going. But then you do hear the captain complain about a headwind that's coming in. It's slowing you down quite a bit. That's 2, and after that, which is probably a delay of a week, you spent of having to anchor down and the headwinds. After a delay of about a week cumulative, then it's easy sailing from that point. And so, grand total, you're looking at a 3-week round, 3-week full trip, because of the delays and the weather, which is never exact when it comes to skyships. So, I did warn you about that.
Yeah, I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted
I'm sorry, what did you say, Utari?
I
You're very
said the
quiet.
storms would have slowed us on the boats as well.
Yes, we would.
Yep.
Yeah, true.
Well, you
It would just
probably
be
could have kept
worse.
momentum going in the storms, but
Did I
either
find
way,
anything about the captain and talking to her about the faith and smaller aspects of the faith? And
yes, she used to be during the week, essentially, in delays and stuff. You had a lot of time to just kind of spend below deck, and there's not a lot to do. She tells you she used to be a follower of Moradin for most of her life until She was a crew member on a cargo ship.
What's her name, by the way?
Oh, her name is... Second?
Said
Give me one
Marisol. Oh, wait.
Second, dear. That is... Thorla.
Can you spell that for me?
That is Tango Hotel, Romeo, Oscar, Lima, Alpha.
Tango Hotel Oscar. Tango Hotel Oscar.
Tango Hotel, Romeo, Oscar, Lima, Alpha. Thorla.
Thorla.
Yes.
Yeah, so she was originally modern.
Yep, and she used to be a crew member on a transport ship for the Freehold's Navy. And one day they had a storm that crashed the ship, and she was stranded on an island near the continent of Odlith. And what got her through that was she remembered that the sun could be used to... She had a little bit of glass. She was able to use the sun to start fire, and she was also able to use the sun to make water by like getting a hole in the sand, getting something. She was able to make water out of that, and she started, looking into that, and through that she found the Palor faith when she came to Gorgon, and she's also just kind of through the years she's grown more and more, and she was able to put money together with the trade guild and buy a ship, and she named it after her favorite fable from the Book
The
of
Good
Palor.
Book.
Yeah. One of these days I'll think of a name for it, and we'll use that'll become canon. but I
Debatable.
don't
There
have
is
one
a
yet.
couple of actual
There's-
listed names.
Yeah, but I don't
But
necessarily.
there's no
like them,
Bibble.
Yeah.
Debatable.
But either way, that's her story.
The
So
Book
she
of
came-
the Sunfather.
Yeah. But yeah, she that's her story that you get out of that. Yeah. That's her.
I tell her a little bit about myself, omitting obviously my lineage.
Yeah.
Um,
I assumed.
Say that, but I will say that I was raised in one of the monasteries high in the mountains of the Northern Kingdom by brothers of Palor, and that I was trained in some of the more historic inquisitorial arts, and have served Palor since I was a child, technically, all the way up until now.
Oh, so you're not a monk?
No, I personally am I'm trained by monks and I work with the faith, but I'm not I am an inquisitor. I'm not bound by the cloth as most monks are.
Oh, so all right.
He'll snap your neck if he wants to.
My job is to basically seek
Give me
those.
By the way, just give me a perception check.
Oh, okay.
She's about to fucking stab you.
Oh, that's bad. 7.
All right.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
you
the
don't-
follow
you don't-
on XSplit Nordic Greek. Appreciate it.
Oh, look at
Oh, nice.
that.
Yeah, you don't notice anything. She's getting close to you. Her hands on your knee.
Oh.
You know, nothing trips nothing trips any alarms there. She's just smiling and listening.
I seek out those that would wish to harm members of our faith and those who cannot help themselves, and
That's
do
so
it.
noble of you.
Well,
Uh-oh.
I do. It is the will of our Lord.
Yeah.
Smash. Wait, what?
Oh God. What? He's rolling dice.
We're being flirted with.
And he's just like, I don't fucking know what's going on, man. Oh my god, help!
No, yeah, she's just getting close. She's right next to you. Her hands on your knee.
How old is
and
she?
Middle-aged dwarvish woman.
Hey, don't.
Okay, so about 100.
About 100, yeah, about 100.
Hey, don't be racist, all right? Just because
Yeah.
she's older than you doesn't mean.
I
she
mean,
doesn't know
hey,
what she's-
you're half angel. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, an immortal
Roach, if I'm
mated
in
with
the
a
game,
human.
would
And
you kick me?
Yeah. So, because you're not a monk, that means you don't have a oath of celibacy. Is that that doesn't?
Oh, what?
Oh my.
I love it if that was
Well,
actual.
At least
If that was actually Isaac's
that
reaction.
is actually Isaac's reaction.
Um. Um.
F.
Everybody on the deck's just like, everybody's on the deck's just like, it's,
I don't know.
This-
Do I?
I don't know, do you?
Your
Yes, and.
character.
Come on. Yes, and.
Isaac,
Yes,
just smash. Just do it. It'll be fine.
Get in there. Go on.
It'll be funny if the religious man gets some before the bard in this campaign.
That would make it even better.
Can we leave
He's
it on
not
a
even
cliffhanger?
here.
Let him
He's
think
not
about
even
it for a
here.
week.
Fuck
Yeah.
it. All right. Technically, no, it does not.
That's interesting. Would you like some wine?
Yeah, let's get him drunk.
Let's go. Let's head to my cabin and have
Give
a
me
nice
an
bottle
give me
of
an
wine.
opposed charisma check.
Oh God. Just flat charisma. Or is it a charisma save you want, or
Yeah, it's an opposed. Yeah, opposed. So yeah, give me a charisma save. She's doing. A
I got a
persuasion.
+6 to this, so that's a 25.
It's a 25.
Roach, could you remove me from the game because I'm trying to rejoin it because things got weird. I'm trying
We have to
rejoin it.
finish soon anyway, buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
so-
literally at time. pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Time. Okay, well with that, we'll end it on a cliffhanger, and Isaac can
Think about what
think
he's going
about
to
this.
do.
Can think about this. Though you can tell she's interested.
Really?
She's after that
Really? You're saying she's
NJP.
interested? I would not have guessed that.
All right, so thank you everybody for watching this week. We will be back next week. Fingers crossed. We were not here last week, unfortunately. But next week might be our last one for maybe a week or two. Not sure. I'll have to talk to the group because I'm out next week. Until because I've got it's the week, not next week. The week after is my show week, so I've got
Oh.
next week on, but not the week.
We'll have to
After.
work it out. We'll have to talk.
Yeah, we'll have to.
talk
We'll
next-
have to
We'll talk it through.
But
we'll
yes,
walk
if you follow Rival or follow me on my Discord or Twitters or whatever, we will let you know. But we will be here next week, same time, 7:30 BST. Thank you again to Commissar Roach for writing this campaign DM for us. And thank you for all of these guys for joining me. We will be back, next week. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.
And we're clear. That's hilarious.
The sense of mind to be okay with doing that. Not very many people I find are okay with doing that.
I don't give a
so.
fuck. It isn't me. It isn't me who's trying to seduce a 7 foot tall half angel
6.5
man.
foot tall.
6.5 foot tall half angel man.
Very,
It's-
very
it's the-
beautiful half angel man, to be fair.
It is a middle-aged dwarvish woman
It is a
Who?
middle-aged, sexually reprived dwarvish woman who needs
has
some dick
not
in her
who has
life.
not had good luck lately, and she
She
has
needs
a
a little dick in her
commonality with
life.
somebody who spends.
She needs a little peen in her life, and there's this really handsome, tall man here. They both follow the
I love it.
God.
Just
So you're